Peas and carrots. Peas and carrots.
She sells seashells by the sea.
Oh my goodness.
Man, that was funny.
Yeah. Hey, welcome everybody. Straturday Night Live. Here we are. Whoa.
Oh.
February 8th, 2020. 9:08 p.m. out here in California. So wait, that means it's not Straturday night for you anymore, John.
No, it's Sunday morning.
Yeah. We gotta come. Someone's got to come up with a good Sunday one.
Yeah.
We do have pretty much most of the days covered. You know, you got Wolfgang Wednesdays, Music Man Mondays,
Telecaster Tuesday.
There you go, all of them.
All of them. Fender Friday.
Mm-hmm. Straturday,
Yeah.
and come up with a Sunday.
Surrender Day.
It doesn't work.
No. But really quickly, you guys, I would like to give a shout out to Martin DiDamasso.
Nice. He practiced that for like 8 minutes.
That's why we're late. I was practicing his last name.
Martin.
I wish I could tell you he was lying. Johnny's been spending the last 5 minutes going DiTomaso.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep. Martin
you guys are close.
Right? He sent me a message on Facebook, sent me some nice pictures of Van Halen that he took from the 50 tour.
Oh, cool.
And he sent me a picture of his, he said he bought an EVH, one of the striped specials, the red, black, and white, like the one that Jay has.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wait. Oh, you've got the, the Wolfgang special, not the stripe series.
I have a stripe series, red, white, and black.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a 5150 replica that our friend Craig in New York did.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, Martin, shout out. Martin DiDamasso.
Martin!
Man.
Yeah. So, welcome.
He did what was it? The new one with...
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys, yeah.
Funny, I've never watched the show, Martin, but I know the Martin. Like, everybody knows that, the Martin Lawrence thing, and I've never... I used to
watch it all the time back in the day.
Of course you did.
That must be his most recent. He hasn't done anything in a long time. That Bad Boys 3 must be kind of out of retirement now or something.
That's a third one.
Yeah, he did a couple of movies where he's just sort of there, but I don't think he's. I think for some strange. Remember when he snapped? Like he was like the original bipolar, like screw up.
Yeah.
By the way, John, I'm going to make an effort not to swear so we don't get flagged. I've decided that my potty mouth is the reason why this show isn't more widespread. But I remember he was like the first guy. Like, remember when him and Margot Kidder were like the celebrities that were like bipolar and snapped? I don't think he's ever truly recovered from that.
Ugh. Acid reflux.
You all right over there? What'd you have for dinner?
Yeah, I had nachos, homemade nachos.
Goodness. Nice.
They had the jalapenos, the ones that aren't too hot. They're pickled, not too hot.
Those are good for nachos. Those are definitely good nacho jalapenos.
It adds the flavor.
Yeah,
the jalapenos are good. Ricky from Trailer Park Boys approves.
I had a burrito tonight myself.
There was a place in the Back Bay of Boston, in the South End, actually, that used to do Italian nachos, and essentially it was a pile of chips with like meat sauce, spaghetti meat sauce on it, and then ricotta cheese, and then more meat sauce, and then mozzarella cheese, and then pepperoncini all over the top. Wow. And that was it was like $8, and you were done. Like if you could finish that mountain of crap, you were done. It was like,
oh, so many places like that, Boston area.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome everybody. Subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and
hey,
we got John BL.
Hey everyone.
Although of course, I mean this is your show, so of course you're here.
Yeah, you keep saying that. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Exactly.
And Neanderthal. I'll wait till you're.
Oh, I don't care.
There he is.
Trust me, this is a bottle. It's okay. I put to my lips.
Oh wait, I hit the wrong button. It should be this one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, just for the record, this is all that's being drunk tonight.
Oh my goodness. That's usually what you drink
Vodka water.
recovering from a long night of drinking.
Yeah, well, we all know how that works out for me. The first 2.5 hours are fun, and then the last 30 minutes are just sad.
Dude, that was
fun.
That
We
was
had a good
quick.
night.
It was fun for you.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my point.
Waking up the next morning and finding my pants, I think, were in the bathroom sink. My shirt was on the kitchen table. I don't remember anything. Like I told you, my girlfriend freaked out over it. She was like, she was like, you could have killed yourself.
Yeah. Oh, look who else is here.
Hey,
C13PO. Hey, man.
Hey.
Oh, it's C13PO.
Hello, boys.
Hey, Jay. Hey, by the way, Jay, you're going to like my NGD. I have a new Guitar Day unveiling today for you.
Well,
And
that's
I think you'll like it.
Whoa. Awesome,
Yep.
man. I can't wait.
It'll be of specific interest to you because of the pickup configuration.
Ooh.
HSH.
Yeah. And I
Just
think deliberately
S?
so.
Yeah, just one single coil.
It's a vintage Telecaster.
Long ways.
Broadcast.
Yes. That's exactly what I did. Yes. It's a new design. I think it's going to be big.
It just picks up the G string.
Yeah. The problem is it picks
You
up
can
the
play
G
with your
string.
teeth.
The problem is it picks up the G string, but I've got tuning issues up on the headstock, so it's never in tune. I play in skeleton key. Every note fits.
First song
Oh,
is called
man.
Hot Dog Down a Hallway.
Ooh, is there any tread left on that tire? Or would it be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway?
Oh, man.
Wow. Well, hey, who do we got here? Who's in here? We got Sandra Pokerney. And look at this. She says 41 watching and 12 likes. What the hell?
Oh, I got to give it a like
Or,
then.
or heck.
I guess I'll do that too.
No, it's what the hell?
I always thought it was with.
What the hey?
With.
What the hey?
Hey.
Wow.
What are we eating tonight?
TWF 7847.
Rice Krispie treat?
Yeah.
Someone got munchies?
I'm such a 12-year-old.
What the hell? I just had nachos and they were good. They were delicious.
And whose were they? Not
They
Jello.
were, oh yeah. They were homemade though. They came out of that box you're always asking about for 5 years now. That's a toaster oven.
Oh, I was going
everybody
to
thought that
say,
was your
then they're
practice.
stale.
Yeah. Fruitcake Tony is here. Rena's Pinkle, Janice Lala, Dan of New Jersey, Hugh Caldwell, Thomas Santiago, John Windsor, and the rest.
And the rest.
Welcome. 45, 46 watching.
Nice.
Hit the
Wow.
thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for Johnny.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Tell everyone.
Wake up your neighbors.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Why not?
Sure. Only
Shout
if you're
it
on the
out
East
window.
Coast. It's only 10 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock where John is.
It's only 9 here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 8 o'clock in Hawaii, or 7 o'clock.
This time check brought to you by.
What time is it where you are? So how was the show earlier? I heard it was good.
It was good, man. It was good. And you guys will have to watch it. I'll have a card right above that subscribe thing over there. We had Mike Himmel and Ty Price, and it was a good time.
Hello, Ace.
Jay's having a good time.
Oh, hey. Hi, Ace. How are you? Ace, we got Ace
Ace.
here.
Ace is good. He's going to interrupt the show all
Good,
night
Ace.
because that's what he does. I'm going to throat punch him.
Boy. Good boy.
Oh,
Well, that's the funny part, Jay. He was named Ace before I rescued him. And my female's name was Lemmy. I named her Lemmy. And when the rescue said that Ace was available, I'm like, well, I got to have him. I mean, that seems like a natural pairing, and it turns out that they're bonded. They're good dogs.
That's cool.
That's awesome. I just saw a name. I just saw a name here. Where is it?
Is it Martin DiTommaso?
No, it's not. But I get Martin.
I think he goes by Marty.
Martin DiTommaso. Thank you again for the messages earlier. He said he just got the striped EVH Wolfgang, like the one that you have, Jay.
Oh, cool. You said his name was Martin?
Yeah.
Martin McFly?
Marty.
By the way, there's an American Wolfgang Stealth for sale here for like $2,200.
Wow.
In Phoenix, if anybody's looking for one. I think it's on. It might be on Craigslist or OfferUp. I don't remember.
Cool. John Parson. John Parson, there you are. Thank you again, man. This webcam brought to you by John Parson.
Project.
Is it a new webcam or
brand new webcam he sent me?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Is the quality? I mean, do I look?
It looks.
You look very white.
Is it sharper? Well, I've got the different lights. You know, I've got a gel right there, and I have it set on the lowest setting because the top setting it shows half the room. Like I'm like way back here. So crazy.
It's a very wide screen. Is that?
What you mean? Yeah. The thing is, the camera is this long.
Wow.
Oh,
is it like a 4K camera or?
I don't know.
4K. 4K.
Brand is it?
4K.
Can I show you? How did I do this?
I got my webcam that I never use.
Tell me if you can still see me. Tell me. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look.
Oh, okay.
You see that? Yeah, you can see the mess on the desk. So there we go. Okay.
It's a good picture, though.
Yeah.
Well, better than seeing the mess in your pants.
Yeah, it doesn't go this way. It goes this way. Yeah, 4K camera. John says. John, thank you again so much, man. Thank you.
You and I used to have the same camera, I think. That little Logitech camera.
Yeah,
this one right here.
I can show it to you.
Yeah, it's the same one that John and I have. The John BL and I have the exact same.
I'm not
camera.
using that. I'm using my Chromebook, but I got to get a 4K monitor. Those are.
This is my old camera right here.
Yeah, I think that's the same one. Yeah.
What does it say?
Similar to what?
I can't even read.
But these work. This works
probably.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's like triple the size of this.
Well, size matters, John.
Yeah. So, John, thank you so much again, man.
Sorry, cocaine. No, I've had a shit week. I got the snot early on. There goes the swearing, by the way. I got the snot earlier in the week, and then I got a photo radar ticket from Christmas Day. They tagged me doing 11
Merry
miles over the
Christmas.
closest minute. Yeah, so Merry Christmas to me. So that sucks. I was going to do the traffic school, the online traffic school during this stream tonight, but I was too lazy to sign up for it. So maybe next week you guys can help me through my diversion, my traffic diversion thing.
Yeah,
so we'll all do it together. We'll all take the Arizona traffic diversion.
Yeah, we can answer the questions for you.
Sure, why not?
That'd be great.
It's only my driving record. Fuck it.
You don't think they'd frown upon going live?
The audience can join us next week when you guys get to
Everybody can take my diversion test with me.
Paul's test for him. Oh man. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Jay, have you rewatched last night's show at all?
I did. The drum, Ellie's first public performance. My mom and my mother-in-law probably watched it a million times. Why do you have like 5,000 views
got
from
some talent, man?
2 computers? What?
No, I think YouTube is actually having issues with processing the videos. Like if I go to the video now, it only gives you the last 2 hours.
The first 2 hours.
Or
That's it?
no, the last
Usually.
2 hours.
Usually
doesn't-
it does that for like a
It
couple
doesn't
hours
start
and
in the
then-
beginning of the video at all.
Oh.
But I
So
know
that-
the whole thing is there because I can see it, and if I scroll back, I can watch from the beginning. But if I go and just watch the video, it starts like 2 hours in or whatever that was.
That
Really?
happens to this stream sometimes. Like if you right after the stream is
Right.
over, if you go back to try and watch it, the whole thing isn't up there and processed yet.
Right.
For whatever reason, it takes like 12 hours. There you go. See, cheap
Yeah.
It
people.
could have been
40,
The
40
Captain,
new sponsor. That's the Straturday night.
It's the Kirkland brothers.
the Captain Kirkland.
$4 for 40 bottles. Can't beat it.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I don't even think it's $4 here. It's like, was it $3.80 something or $3.90 something?
$2.99. Yeah, I mean,
$2.99 for 40 bottles at the one here.
It's insane.
Yeah.
for water.
Oh, we used to get the pizzas,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, everybody loves the pizza at Costco. Apparently,
Um,
the pizza at Costco is supposed to be the equivalent of the meatballs at IKEA. People go to
Great
the,
analogy. Great analogy.
I've never been to an IKEA. I have no idea.
IKEA is a
No.
fucking pain in the ass. You get
thought
lost
they
in
were all-
IKEA.
Just catalogs.
Yeah, but there's beds everywhere, so you can take a nap.
Yeah, so there's that. You got that going for you, which is nice.
You get lost in the closet.
Well, the thing is, there's only one way through. It's like when you like back when you do a field trip when you were in junior high school or grade school, you do the field trip and they're like single file, one way.
Yeah, yeah.
And God help you. It's like the owner of a Lonely Heart video. Remember where all the people are walking down the street and the one guy stops and goes, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go the other way." Can't do that at IKEA. They'll
It's
shoot you.
horrible.
They have snipers.
That's true. You can't go backwards.
Nope.
That's true. It's just one way through.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
Jordan
walk through
furniture.
IKEA, it's like a tour. It's like going.
There's
through a
arrows
museum.
on the ground
Yeah,
showing you where to go.
yeah.
Jordan's in North Reading, if you've ever been there.
Oh yeah. The Tatel bombs or Tatelmans.
Yeah.
Or the box factory.
Yep, in and out.
Go around the desk.
The box.
AI Gaming says you have to walk 5 miles to buy a $10 lamp at IKEA.
You do. That's the suck part about it. Is you go through the IKEA, you take a little slip, then you got to take that slip all the way down to the warehouse. You got to pick it yourself. By the way, it's like that self-serve shopping shit. I want an employee discount. Like if I'm gonna have to go and pull it off the shelf myself in the warehouse, fuck that. Start paying me $9 an hour.
Well, that's what Jordan's is. You have to walk through the entire store to get to the IMAX theater because they have an IMAX theater at the very back of the store, which is it's got to be a mile. I mean, it's just so huge.
You
Well,
really
that's what
shouldn't
she
be
said.
watching movies while buying buying furniture. Like if you're at a furniture store long enough
That's what
to
Jordan's
take it out,
does. They have all the little gimmicks. They have like
They used to have a
an
roller
amusement
coaster.
park in there.
Yeah.
The Ferris wheel and Mom, the motion, whatever that was, motion Odyssey movie.
Motion lotion?
That too. They've got everything there, man. Candy store, ice cream store, shop.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard of that. So that's like an IKEA.
It's just a local Jordan's Furniture. It's a furniture company.
Oh, it's not as big though.
New England, no.
I mean, IKEA is huge.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you
Well-
walk through, it's like a little mini city.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's probably we don't have IKEA out
With
here. We probably
meatballs.
have Jordan's instead. But who
Mhm.
cares about furniture and IKEA and that?
I know it's
Let's
Straturday
Let's
night.
talk beer and music. Right, Sean Zimmerman?
That was 20 minutes. We'll never get back.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So anyway, what's new in the world of rock?
Well, David Lee Roth doesn't suck as bad as he did in Vegas while he's opening.
That
for
was
Kiss.
my impression.
Well, he's also. I'm guessing he's probably got a little bit more technical assistance too.
But it's amazing how the clips that they're playing on the classic rock stations and stuff are the worst, and they're still trashing him all over the from what I've heard. I guess it was probably last Monday because what was it, last Saturday was the opening night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they opened in what,
tearing him
Manchester, right?
apart. Yeah. And so it was all the local people, tearing him apart. They loved Kiss, but they couldn't say enough crap about Dave.
I'd hope so. I mean, if you're going to a Kiss, Kiss show, I'd hope that you would love.
But it's the classic rock. I mean, New England has. I mean, even just around here, there's probably 10 classic rock stations that I can get in my area.
Yep. Oh, really?
And,
out here, there's like
that.
2.
Yeah.
There's one here and then one up north.
Well, living in Boston, where John lives, that area, they get Boston radio, Manchester, Portsmouth, Providence. Sometimes Hartford if you get a good breeze.
Mm-hmm.
So they get all the same, like all every city there has their own rock station. So you can get Portland too. I imagine Portland, Maine. WBLM in Portland, Maine probably comes down to the North Shore.
Nerd Halen is here. He said, listen to Sirius's classic rewind on the West Coast. Nerd Halen mention is coming up. Whoa.
Wonderful.
Awesome, man.
Things are happening in the Nerd Halen show.
You want to talk about someone that's working his ass off? Our friend Caleb.
Nerd Halen.
Yeah, my shirt must have got lost in the mail.
Oh, man. Seriously?
Well,
seriously?
He's trying to find one small enough to fit you, Paul, because you're shedding fast, buddy.
Yeah, not bad. I'm getting fucking totally yoked, bro.
You're pulling out that shirt that's probably 35 years old, right?
This shirt used to fit me tight. This like I had the belly that was like.
At least you can still do that.
Yeah, that hurts now. By the way, that used to be easy.
My God, this winter I've been just eating like shit the whole time.
I think when did I start doing this stream with you guys? Because when I started doing this with you guys, I was probably 325 pounds. Which was
the camera adds 10.
Yeah, I was a fat fuck. I really resembled Peter Griffin at that point.
And now you're starting to resemble Peter North.
Greatest porn name in the history of porn names.
Yeah, it's up there.
Peter North. I see what you did there.
Did you guys see Michael Smith's post? I think it was his. What's one of those guys from the 80s and 90s, one of those stars, is now working like at a supermarket.
What?
Porn star?
Yeah. Randy?
Randy Spears?
Yeah.
What? Randy Spears?
It had pictures of him,
Johnny, you got to pull up the pictures.
Chopping like fish, like he's the fish market guy at a supermarket now.
Well, he probably doesn't mind the smell anymore.
Oh,
he's probably used to it. He doesn't even notice it.
That was one of the comments, and that was the same comment.
So that just happened.
Yeah.
So what's?
Hey, any chance you could give me a pound of Genoa salami?
You know what's funny about that, man, is. All I had to hear was his first name, and I didn't know.
By the way, just so you know, Jay, every time you mention porn, my lady friend gets pissed off because she's like, "How do you know those people? How do you know who they are?" I'm like, because I'm a guy.
Yep,
I'm a guy, and I know because it's what guys talk about.
And here's
you like that stuff, don't you? No.
Yes. And here's the thing with like. Over the, in all the years, like there's always a handful of guys in the industry at one time, and girls are just like going through, one after the other. Every video is the guys like.
Doesn't Ron Jeremy still make films?
Yes.
Oh God, I couldn't. I don't think
he's got to be in his 70s, right?
Yeah. I've had Ron Jeremy on the show. He's a stand-up comic too.
Oh wow.
And a narcoleptic. He falls asleep during the commercials. In the middle of the commercial, he just fucking passes out.
In the middle of scenes. Oh, give it to me.
Oh my God.
Narcoleptic porn.
Yeah, narcoleptic porn star. Yeah.
That's a good one.
He's like the Lemmy of porn though. Like he's got a tiny little apartment. And like he's banked all of his money.
And he's blocked me on Twitter.
Oh, he's got to be a multimillionaire. I mean, God, the guy's been doing it for at least 40 years.
Did he block you on Twitter?
Yes.
Why? What the hell did
Oh,
you
come
do to
on.
get blocked by? You got cock blocked by Ron Jeremy.
The
Dude, I have no
hedgehog.
idea. Him and Hulk Hogan have blocked me.
Wow. That's an impressive list already.
That's something we should do. We should have a contest to see who can get blocked by the most famous person.
Well, it's already me. Without even, I barely post on Instagram or on Twitter.
I know. So you were replying? Were they following you, or did you replied something to them and
Or retweeted or something?
I have no idea. No idea.
How the fuck do you get? Why is Hulk Hogan blocking anybody except Macho Man Savage? I hate you, Hulk Hogan. I hate you so much.
Is he still alive?
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Grandstanding and hot dogging.
Oh yeah, let me tell. I did an appearance with Macho Man Savage in Memphis. True story. It was Macho Man Savage and Jimmy Hart, who is a rock star in Memphis. I guess he was in a band back in the 50s and had a hit song. So he's like a rock star in Memphis. So we're at this car dealership. It's a Saturday, 10 to noon car dealership. Come meet the Macho Man. So we're there, and he's dressed in his red and yellow tassels outfit. So nicest guy in the world. We're talking for a while. He's like, "Hey man, after this, you want to go get a couple of drinks, man? We could go get something to eat." Yeah. So I go, "Yeah."
When was this?
This is like 1997.
Okay.
All right. So
The tail end of his
No,
Yeah,
he's
here-
in the WCW then.
yeah. So he's doing his shit at this car dealership. So Jimmy Hart is a nice guy, but Randy is like doing his thing. He's over signing autographs and having a great time. So he goes, "You want to go get a drink after this or something? We'll grab some food, grab some barbecue or something." Yeah. So I go, "Yeah, well, we can do that. We'll go back to the hotel. You can change and we'll go grab some." He goes, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll just go like this." I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, is walk into a barbecue place with fucking Macho Man Randy Savage
That's
in his red and yellow
Why
tassel
not?
outfit
That
and a
sounds
fucking
awesome.
cowboy hat."
Yep.
I've never saw him wear anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right?
Dude, a lot of the wrestlers say that what you saw with Randy on screen, like that's how he was.
Oh, no, he was not faking.
he was always on.
Yeah.
Clayton James Hicks, 1998 Hicks. Today is Straturday Night Live. Straturday.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's right,
Well-
Clayton. Okay, Hulk Hogan, he hasn't blocked me. I can see his Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's only following 200 people.
Hulk Hogan is?
Yeah.
And Jay was
Is
one
it
of
the
them?
real Hulk Hogan?
I guess.
No.
Why did he block you?
Somebody told me one
That
time.
Paul, that was what he was wearing?
Yeah, we'll go get some barbecue, Paul. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's a nice outfit.
Look at the glasses. My God.
Somebody told me one time that I guess there's something you can, I don't know if it's download or whatever, that
Those are EVH glasses. Sorry, Jay.
people that you follow or something, that if they block people, that'll block them from you for you or some weird algorithm going. Because I have dude, think about it. You got Ron Jeremy and Hulk Hogan blocked me for I don't know why. That's what I'm
sure
saying.
a lot of people have those too as friends in their circle.
You're
Yeah.
a grown ass man.
That-
Why are you following Hulk Hogan?
The same reason he's following Ron Jeremy.
See Hulk Hogan, the little figure back there?
I
I
don't
love
know.
Hulk Hogan,
I
dude.
wasn't going there, but
I've always been a Hulkamaniac.
absolutely.
See the yellow boots right there and the red.
Where is he?
kneecap?
Oh, there he is.
Take your vitamins.
He's no Ric Flair, just so you know.
Bullshit.
Oh
Woo.
man. Yeah, I saw Macho Man in '87. You were saying you interviewed him. I saw him at the Boston Garden in '87.
Oh, look, I'm not throwing any shade. I don't have my Magnificent Morocco t-shirt on tonight. If you want something to do, just Google Magnificent Morocco meatball sub. Fucking hilarious. So awesome. He eats a meatball sub during the middle of a match.
There's a new guy who does. He wrestles with his hands in his pockets. You ever see that guy? He wrestles the entire match with it. I can't. I've seen the
Don
previews
Dawkins?
on TBS.
Too soon?
It's hilarious. He jumps out of the ring with his hands in his pockets and like he does all kinds of. And he's supposedly and he wears jeans too. So it's like wrestles in jeans and hands in his pockets. Good stuff nowadays.
Yeah, I just Googled meatball subs.
No, just Google Magnificent Morocco meatball sub. It's hilarious. He's in the middle of the ring. He's Muraco, and he's in the middle of a wrestling match. And Captain Lou Albano. I don't know what he's a captain of. I don't know what. Thank you for your service, Captain Lou Albano. So,
okay.
And he gets up on the ring apron, and while like Morocco slams this, the jobber, he slams this guy in the middle of the ring, goes over, takes a bite of his sandwich, goes back in, and he's chewing the food while he's punching this guy. It's maybe the funniest wrestling match I've ever seen, because at the end, after Morocco wins, I don't know how it's possible. He wins. Lou Albano slips on some meatball sub on the stairs and falls on his ass. And they left it in. They left it in because that was back when wrestling was taped. They taped it at like at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in fucking Hanover or whatever.
Boston Garden.
He falls down. He slips and falls on his ass, and they left it in, and it's hilarious.
With the elastics on his cheeks. Isn't that what he had?
Yeah, rubber bands.
Rubber bands.
Yeah. Captain Lou.
Classic. Mr.
Are you watching it now?
No, I saw a still. I saw a still of him taking a bite of the sandwich. Yeah.
He's my favorite wrestler of all time, the Magnificent Morocco.
Oh,
wow.
Loved him.
We should put that in the Discord, John. Oh, Ned's here. I hope there's no rats.
Oh man. Yeah, Orange Cassidy is the name of the guy that wrestles with his hands in his pockets. That's what I was looking for.
Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, check it out.
It's a good name.
I have no idea who that is.
Me neither. I haven't watched. I've
only seen it. I haven't watched in years, but it's on TBS. While I'm watching like Family Guy and American Dad, there's always commercials for that. Ned.
Hi, Ned.
Oh,
let's see Ned.
Yeah, this is my little man right here.
Man,
Ned, look, you're on TV. Look.
Typical cat. He doesn't care. I just love you, Johnny. You're my whole world.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome, man. Yeah,
cats can be great if you socialize them right. Cats can be great. Just know, Johnny, he could kill if he could kill you, he would.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yep. When an elderly person dies that owns a cat, the cat starts eating the body.
Oh yeah. Stories. Yeah.
I'm not lying. I didn't make that up.
I've heard that too.
It's a fact. They're carnivores.
He's not lying.
He ain't lying.
Oh, this guy.
There's 2 waters down. My bladder's about to explode.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one soon too, man.
You drinking anything? No, nobody's drinking tonight. I got my rum.
I drink everything in excess.
Even water.
Yeah.
That's why he's not allowed anywhere near a porn set.
Pretty much, yeah.
Call him the fire hose.
You know what? How do you think I'm getting in such great shape? Protein.
Well, they make those movies. I've heard.
Who makes those?
Yeah, wasn't it Chuck Berry?
Who?
Chuck Berry was a big.
No, Chuck.
Be a
Chuck
good
Berry,
name for one of those. Protein.
Chuck Berry ate poop.
Oh no, that was right. Yeah, he
liked chicks to poop on him.
He liked to fart in their face.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll be right back. Oh my God.
It's classic. Probably even before Ron Jeremy's time.
Oh my God.
Showed us one off.
I know. I'll be back though. Just please, no pictures or video. All right.
No. I would never do that.
Well, here's a video from the 60s.
All right. We'll switch back to
Chuck Berry farting in girls' faces.
Man. Was right.
It's Mancuda Sunday.
That's right.
Oh my!
Just throw that in there for the Mancuda fans.
Somewhere John's like, the Mancuda signal.
Yeah, Renus.
They need me.
Oh, that's too funny, man. Then John BL, the way you said it was like just nonchalant too.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see a whole lot of emotional range in John's responses to shit. He's pretty laid back. Like he's just like
no
whatever.
range.
No, I'm not like I don't think I wonder what it would take to piss you off.
Oh man.
It'd be fun to see you it'd be fun to just see you lose your shit.
All bottled in. It is all bottled in.
Just bottled rage.
Yep.
Well, you're tailor-made to be a driver's ed instructor.
In fact, I told one of my students, I'm like, you know what? If I'm calm, you can be calm. You know. So.
And then they said, "Well, if I'm pissed, you can be pissed."
Yeah. If you said, "Well, if I'm retarded, you can be retarded."
And if you like to fart in girls' faces, not to fart in girls'.
Oh my
good for the goose is good for the gander.
Thank you all.
I had to throw the Boston accent in there for you, John, so you felt like you were at home.
Boss.
Wait, John, who used to like doing it to who? He did to them, or he wanted them to do it to
them? I saw this was about the same time I saw the Tommy Lee video. A friend of mine worked at a radio.
Wait, so there's a video?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This was back in the 90s. This was probably 96 or so.
when he was in the 90s?
I had a screening of it.
And they had this was in the
I'm talking about Chuck Berry.
Barbara Streisand. Like there was a Barbara Streisand clip. There was a
clip.
Chuck Berry
He said
clip.
with a P.
Yeah.
Barbara Streisand clip.
It was like a whole compilation that this kid got. That he worked at a radio station and he got this whole compilation on video of all like the famous people who the snuff or not the snuff films, the porn films with all those famous that they never wanted to get out.
I never want to see that.
No, I don't want to see it either.
No,
you can tell me all about it, but I don't want to see it.
You can get through your life without seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't want to see it.
Yes, nobody here will ever watch porn, has ever watched porn, would ever recommend anybody watch porn.
Speak for yourself.
Porn is the devil's work.
I'm not watching the Chuck Berry tape. There's something wrong with that.
Not interested.
Well,
2 girls, 1 Johnny Be Good.
It's not anything you watch kind of to
Johnny Be Bad.
It's just another wrestling
just the
reference.
sheer like horror of it all. That's why you watch it. Or if you're a fan of Chuck Berry, you can watch it too.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds awful.
It does.
All right, I'll be back.
He's the king of rock and Tootsie Rolls.
Oh God.
Man.
Awkward silence.
Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, exactly. It's worse than 2 girls in 1 cup. Yeah, it's one of those.
I've never seen it, and I have no desire to see it. And I'm a huge Chuck Berry fan.
Yeah,
but not that huge.
Oh, Nerd Halen.
Oh, Nerd Halen. You.
Oh, you.
Nerd Halen. Man, I had a few at my dad's house tonight, or my parents' house. We were watching the XFL premiere.
Did you watch it?
Watched both games, man.
Were they any good?
Yeah, it was exciting.
Who's doing the commentary? Who's doing because I love football, but I don't love football that much. I tried it the first time around, and I'm like, nah.
The first game had Steve Levy from ESPN.
Right. He
was good, but the guy they had with him, I don't know his name. He was annoying. And then the second game they had
is this like a rehash of the XFL that they had back like 20 years ago?
Well, it's the name,
name only, yeah.
But it's like it's not like a wrestling match on the field.
Okay.
It's more
it's more of a real
yeah, but they got some cool rule changes and stuff that make it kind of exciting.
Is pretty cool, yeah.
So I enjoyed. The second one had Kurt Menefee as the main announcer, and then I forget who his the color guy was, the second guy in there.
Interestingly, I remember the first time the XFL, and I don't know what this has to do with Straturday, but why should we talk about the topic now?
Yeah.
The first time I remember they used to have, instead of having kickoffs, they had something called the scramble for the ball.
Yes.
And what that was they took the football from the goal line and they basically threw it out to the 40-yard line, and 2 guys, it was basically a sprint to see who could recover the fumble first. And I remember this is like Saturday night, 9:00 prime time. It's the very first XFL game that they've ever done. And they throw the ball out for the scramble for the ball. The 2 guys go in there, and one of the guys breaks his collarbone on live television. was like, all right, well, that was sort of portends for what's going to happen to this league.
Yeah, there were no fair catches back then.
Was it Las Vegas? Was that when the first game was? I do remember watching that first game. I thought
it was when Jim Ross and fucking Jesse the Body Ventura were the commentators.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Matt Vescurgeon, I think, was another one too.
I think
it was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible. At that point, it was, who cares?
Yeah, it was like a spectacle, that first one, and then after that, it was like, eh.
Yeah, nobody cares. I mean, look, it's that American Alliance of American Football that was on last year was actually pretty good football. Yep. Nobody cares.
Well, yeah, and they had money
from September
issue.
to February.
I was going to say it's off season, so it's. I mean, that's kind of like it's for football fans who want to keep watching football off season. More or
Most
less.
people are more concerned with where Brady is going to land than what happened in the games today.
I mean, I hope it works. I hope it works. I just think, a lot of it is just you're a fan. If you're a fan, an NFL fan, unless you're super young, but I mean, you have, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Like, I would give my left nut for them to win the Super Bowl, and I've grown up a Bears fan, born in Illinois. And I think if you're a fan invested in a football team that much in one league, it's hard to dive in. I mean, I'm a fan of football, so it was fun to watch, but like, there's no team in Chicago. There's a New York team.
Fans when they're young for any team. I mean,
but for me to
grow up as a fan,
to invest myself into a team at this age of my life, like a different team, a different league, is kind of like it's weird. I think that's kind of where the problem lies. It's not like an expansion team coming to your area for the first time or something.
Seattle.
It's what the interesting thing is here in Phoenix, they have this issue already with both the NFL, less with the NFL because it's the NFL, and the NHL, and that is that there are so many people that are here from other parts of the country that there's no loyalty to the local teams.
Yeah.
So, like when the Raiders come here, there are more Raiders fans in the stands than there are Cardinals fans. When the Packers come here, same thing. With the hockey teams, it's even worse because hockey is such a regional sport that when the Blackhawks are here or when the Red Wings are here, the place is packed full, but nobody is rooting on the Coyotes. So I can't. So now imagine trying to build a whole new league around that.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem lies, man.
So
do they have super leagues where they have like the best players from the best teams get together?
Yeah, that's the NFL and the NHL and Major League Baseball and the NBA.
Yeah.
That's
the whole point of all that.
That's the best of the that's the best of the best.
The real
but you know what I mean, though. Do they have would there ever be like a team where they have Dennis Rodman and wait, they were both on the same team?
Yeah, I mean, no, there's a situation where like some teams can afford to have a lot of all-stars, but there's a salary cap, so you can only spend so much money. So that keeps all the stars from being on one team.
All right.
So are we going to talk about music at some point?
Well, it's John BL's show.
Johnny, I posted that. Well, I posted that just something to talk about, that synthesizer documentary. Well, I mean, it's a Reverb post. Reverb posts some really good short documentaries. I think this was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
About the ARP 2600, which was one of the early kind of Moog competitors.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to put that in. Put it in the Discord.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been visiting the Discord myself, so yeah, I got to do that.
You're the only one in there.
I know. I haven't been in there in probably a month.
You're the king of that place.
I was for a while, but so yeah, don't forget to check out the Discord. But yeah, it was interesting the early history of synthesizers. Some they went way back to like the early 20th century with the early experiments and like the theremin and that kind of stuff.
When they were like using rocks, like throwing rocks on stuff.
Well, just dials. That was their synthesizer. You
smoke signals
and
I love synthesizers. I love the entire thing about it. I think is amazing.
Yeah,
the worst make the worst sounds. It's like, man, that's cool.
So they're getting really cheap too. Like nowadays, you can buy just like I have just the controller here, like the keyboard controller, but you can buy like I think Behringer is making some really cool, like full on. You can all the dials and everything, and the patch cords and everything. like analog synth type stuff
Mm-hmm.
for like $200, $250, which I'm looking at. I'd love to get one of those just to play around with it.
All that stuff is great because it's unlike guitars, you can continue.
Well, and you can even plug a guitar into it. You can you can use the guitar as a controller too, which is cool.
But my point is the synthesizer is predicated upon electronics which are easily manufactured in mass and can be manufactured cheap, whereas guitars, wood and strings are sort of finite. Everything else is, you can play with the pickups and all that stuff, but there's still a certain amount of costs associated with the manufacturing of it. So synthesizers and drum machines, like electronic drums now, you can get electronic drums, a decent drum kit for like $299, brand new. And that thing plugs into a brain that can approximate the sound of John Bonham's Ludwig because of a sample.
Like the old Alesis. I have the Alesis practice pad there, or whatever it's called.
My drum machine is an old Alesis. It's an Alesis SR16.
Yeah,
that's what I write all my drum parts with. And
back when Alesis was a brand that that really made quality stuff. I don't think they have they haven't back when they had the DATs and
they're still making
Do they?
I have an Alesis drum machine, but I've had it since 1998.
Yeah, I've had mine.
The little gray one with like it's
a little black one with like 12 pads on it. It's an Alesis SR16.
I had the gray one. I think the H16. Yeah, the early version of the H something 16.
Yep, it's the exact same one I have.
The second version. I had the earlier version of that.
Yep, and you just write.
Maybe mine was the SR8 or something like that.
Yeah, you write that thing. You write the drums, the drum steps one by one.
I know it's gross, huh?
Let it go. Yeah,
it's only dust. It's been in a closet for years.
Keep it in the closet.
It looks like Eddie's OB8 in the jump video.
Hey, there's a guitar question in here.
What?
Okay.
Renus Pinkle says, so my Guitar Center has a Yellow Tiger LTD George Lynch guitar for $350. Is it a good buy or nah?
LTDs are made by World Music in South Korea. They're pretty well manufactured guitars. As long as the pickups in it are good, but the guitar itself, the build is going to be pretty good. It's a matter of what electronics are in it.
How much is that guitar new?
Which one is it? The LTD what?
George Lynch signature or Tiger striped. I don't know. I would say $699.
We're not in the business of guessing here. Let's
$549. I'm saying
$549.
Right. There you go.
LTDs are great. Yeah, those are good guitars.
They're good guitars. It's ESP's budget brand, which is hilarious to me.
No, they're good. Yeah, this bass right here is an LTD, and it sounds effing phenomenal.
This is my drum machine, the early H16.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
I would, if I were you, I would look on Reverb and eBay for one of the early Kramer Focus series, Focus 1000, 3000, 5000, 6000. Those are actual ESP guitars. So you could buy.
Those are great guitars, man.
They're great guitars.
Has a Focus.
My first guitar was a Focus 1000.
Yeah, Focus 1000 is essentially the Japanese version of the Beretta.
Yeah,
all those early Focuses are worth it.
The early ones, the ones from the 80s, not the ones from the 90s, not the same thing at all.
No, you want the Focus 1000, 3000, 5000, I think 6000 is a base. Oh, no, 7000 is a base.
5000 4,000, 5,000.
Yeah.
They're different shapes.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, Kramer, I think.
The Music Yo ones.
They were Music Yo. They came out with Strats that they called Focus. And it's not the same thing at all.
You want to get the old Kramer logo with the old Focus, and anything that has a number on it, Focus 1000, 3000, those are great guitars. And they're made by a company called Electric Sound Products, which became ESP. And it used to be you could find them on eBay or on Reverb for cheap money, but word has gotten out that they're actual ESP guitars. So the prices have gone up a little bit.
There's my old Focus. That's not me playing it, but
yes, and
I wish I still had that. And all my equipment and a 4x12 PV and an acoustic.
So that's your guitar, but that's not you.
No, I'm on bass. Let me see. Where am I? I'm over. That's me.
John Biel with hair.
There you go. It's a little overexposed, but yep.
So Chris Caruana says, get it and change the tremolo and electronics. So I'm assuming it's got a Floyd Rose special on it.
Yeah, or a 1000. Yeah, the 1000.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get an LTD made in South Korea, those are world music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like here's what I'm telling you about.
Yeah, that's one of the newer ones. That's garbage.
That's not a look. It says vintage.
I
Oh,
always
it's
go
not
by
vintage.
the tremolo.
That's not-
I mean,
yeah.
if
That's
it's got
not
a
the guitar
locking
you
tremolo
want.
and
That's
you want is-
that's the guitar
That's
you
the one
want
you
right
oh,
there.
Yeah, you want that red one.
You want one of those. That's the
Oh, there's
Focus.
mine.
Looks like a
That's mine
2000. Yeah.
two
Yeah.
over is mine. Go, yeah. That
Yeah,
one looks
there
like the
over
one I had.
over on the right there is a
That's-
1000.
The red one?
That is exactly the one I had, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
That's
probably
mine too. The red
Yep.
one. Yeah.
They all had rosewood boards too, I think.
mine had Focus in bigger letters than Kramer.
Johnny's about to pull his computer off the wall. There it is.
There it is.
the one pickup slanted.
Oh, you have a
one
maple
pickup.
necked one.
And
Well, it's a
Oh,
different
you
neck.
changed the neck. Yeah.
I changed the neck. Yeah. Yeah. The neck is a
Pacer. Special.
Pacer. Yeah, it's a Pacer neck,
Yeah, Pacer
but
special
it's
neck.
a Focus 1000 body.
Why'd
Yeah.
you change the neck?
and you added the tone knob too, right? Or the second knob?
I added a tone knob myself. It's had all different. This is supposed to have an FU tone pickup in it at some point. I just have to find the time to throw it in there.
Johnny, that's a great guitar, man. You got to get that strung up and working again.
We were talking about this before we went on.
It's just it's just my nostalgia that I love that guitar.
No, it is a great guitar.
Yeah.
I've had this guitar since 1989.
If I could find one of those, that's one of my top. I'd love to find a red single pickup, one knob, or not, just like the one in the picture there, with the old what is that, like the Explorer headstock sort of.
I used to buy them. I used to buy all the parts, like bodies and necks, off eBay, and I used to build the guitars back in 2004, 5, 6. And I'd build the guitars and then play them and then have to get rid of them, so I'd sell them.
Yeah,
But there's a few that I wish I still had. Thank you, Zach.
No, those Focuses are great guitars, and if you can find a used Focus for the same price as an LTD, I would buy the used Focus. It's a better guitar.
yeah.
Well, maybe he's a huge
Definitely.
Lynch fan and wants
Maybe.
the Tiger.
Well, fun fact: the original Lynch guitars were supposed to be Kramer's. He had a meeting. He was supposed to do an endorsement deal with Kramer, and had something to do with a plane flight and Lynch's attitude. And yeah, there's a whole story. If you search George Lynch and Kramer, he was supposed to be an endorsee for Kramer way back in the day, and it didn't work out. I think Ed Roman might actually have that story on his website.
Wow.
Is that a Focus or is that a different one?
The red one is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Focus. Yeah.
So they had.
That's like a
Listen.
2000.
It looks much more like the body looks. It looks a little different. Is it? The
Well, it's
same?
routed differently.
Well, no, the horns, like the horns on the other Focus without the pick guard look. I don't know. It looks like the horns might be shorter. I don't know.
Well, the original body for the Focus, I think, was based on the Pacer, and then then they switched.
That
it to
one
be
looks more like a
Strat-like.
Strat body, I guess. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one maybe just because they threw the pick guard on there. Only the pick guard fits with the Strat body.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
no, that's stock. That pickup guard is stock on there.
Yeah, the original Focuses were based on the Pacer body. That's why they're cut. The routing is cut differently on the top. The belly cut is deeper than it would be on a Strat.
Well, Hugh Caldwell says he gigs a Snapper 1000, and it's awesome.
All right.
What's a Snapper 1000?
It's anyone's guess.
I want one of those, man. Pink Snapper.
Yeah, like this red one. I had one of those. The 3000. I had that one.
What did the thousands mean? Did it mean the pickup numbers? Because that's got 3 pickups. Mine
So
had
we've
one.
got
And I think it was
1,000 pickups.
1,000. Two had 2 pickups.
That's a good.
Or was it the years that they came out? I didn't know.
That's actually a good question. The 2000s had 2 pickups. The 3000s had humbucker single.
Yeah, and they also had coil taps.
But
They
then
were they had
right
3
next to
switches
it is a
on them.
2000.
Coil tap.
Yeah.
Right next to it is a 2000 with 3 pickups, though.
By the way,
The
I
white
just
one.
sent you guys a link to one of the ugliest guitars I've ever seen.
The hell is that?
That thing
You
is
gotta-
hideous. What
You
it
got to
is.
show it, dude.
Here, let me put this down and then I'll show it.
Let me
That
put
link is
this
gross.
away.
Excuse me while I whip this out. Oh, is that the shovel one you guys were talking about last night?
Oh, the Ernie ball?
It's kind of a shovel. It's not the same one. Though.
That thing is ugly.
It's not terrible.
It's not the Wancaster?
What kind of a bridge is that, though? Wow. It's a hardtail, but did anyone?
Hang on, I got a dog that needs to go out. Well, I can't do it yet because I haven't done my guitar unveiling, and it's behind the chair. I don't want you to see it.
Oh, it looks like a car. It's like a car, right?
I don't know. It's hideous looking. I do not like it.
I haven't seen the full picture of it.
I didn't see that. Wait, is this year? Is this a new article?
It's a Fender. Huh?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
from yesterday. The Fender new Stratocaster 1.
Yeah, it looks like it's based on Celine, which is a Mustang style, a car.
I just watched Ford versus Ferrari. That's a great movie. Speaking of Mustangs and Ford. I don't think it's that bad looking. I mean, it's different. Wouldn't be my first choice, but hey. It's an interesting bridge and pickup mount there.
Look at that terribly shiny fretboard, too.
There's like no volume or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hideous guitar.
It's not hideous.
It's hideous.
Is that all paint? Is that like the swirls and stuff on it? Is it all paint or is it just reflection?
I think that's the way the lights. I think it's beveled.
Oh, wait, go back up. It said no volume. The fact there are no volume and tone knobs on the body instead concerned that the knobs would break up the lines. Thorne moved the controls to a pedal board. Oh, that's annoying.
Well, you need a volume knob at least for dynamics.
I know a friend of mine. He showed up at a rehearsal. He showed up. My band was rehearsing, and I invited him just to come and jam with us. I guess he's like, Johnny, check this out. I built this guitar. He's like, there's no knob. You just plug it in. It's just on.
You could do it, if you
so
had
he plugs in his guitar, and it's feeding back nonstop, and there's nothing he can do.
You at least need a noise gate pedal.
No, you at least got to get a one of those kill switch guitar cables.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. So it's based on a sports car. Yeah. So it's like a car.
Does anyone endorse that?
It looks like
any famous people that play it?
Well, here's the video, which I can't play the video, but I can do like screen caps. Let me
Stratocaster 1.
I'm gonna do this. I'll stop it.
Man.
I'll come back.
You all right, Jay?
I'm tired, man.
All right, you want me to do the new guitar thing and get that out of the way? Jay will like this guitar.
Get it out of the way. You're making it seem like it's
Well, I
no
figure
big deal.
if you're tired,
We're losing Jay here, so
I figure you're going to take off. I'm probably going to bail out when the dogs decide they want to go shit.
Saturday night's over, folks.
No. Paul looked at his wrist and there was nothing on it.
Well, the funny thing about it is,
I do that.
Okay.
I'm getting used to it. I just got my first
Apple
smartwatch.
A watch.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I do that all the time though. I'm always joking like, oh, and there's nothing there.
So now I'm sort of used to having it on my wrist now. And I'm like, shit, my watch is gone. Who stole my watch?
Johnny, speaking of last night, man, when you pulled your glasses up a little, oh, that was so funny, dude.
Yeah, it didn't look like me at all, huh?
No. And Dave, the way he had his at first, like it must have been the angle he was at in the shadow of like his eyebrows. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that part.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in this video, they have it looks like the guitar comes with a pedal board, and the pedal board has what do you call it? Well, actually, I can show.
That's just what we need is another pedal board.
Yeah. What if he? That's are
Well,
are there onboard effects built into the guitar and the pedal board controls them?
It looked like a unique pickup. I don't know if it was if that's part of the whole system or.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like definitely like a custom.
What is that we're looking at? What is that?
That's the back end of a Mustang.
That's a car.
Oh, okay.
Or a Celine, whatever. Celine is a custom carb design.
Right.
Kind of like, Carol Shelby, that kind of a deal.
carbon fiber fretboard?
I was going to say, yeah, looks like carbon fiber inlay kind of. Is it bolt on? Is it the neck bolt on or is it all carbon?
Looks like a neck
fiber?
through.
There's
a
a
guitar
part.
carbon fiber.
There's a part where they showed them building it.
It's a guitar carbon fiber. Oh wow!
See the bottom? It's hideous looking. You saw that, right?
I saw that. So you.
It's almost as disgusting as the Pia.
Oh.
This guy's really happy.
Usually, I'm really good at this type of hands-on things.
And then we realized we forgot to put a goddamn volume knob on it.
This thing is an absolute piece of dog shit, and someone's gonna buy it.
Yep.
What's the price on it? It's got to be. Is it American? It's custom, right? Custom shop, so it's got to be a couple grand probably.
Maybe it's one of those that you buy the car that comes with the car. Maybe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
It could be. I don't know.
That thing is gross.
but then it's not. Yeah.
There's the neck.
It's a 5-stage paint process. Guitar plays.
We've made this guitar for the average player.
I bet it's a great sounding guitar. I bet it's probably like a Parker Fly where you can do the acoustic sounds and stuff. I mean, because I think.
Oh, they're pedals like you're driving. Look.
Oh wow.
You drive with your feet. Play the guitar with your what?
Oh my god.
So they're like. It looks like they're like volume pedals.
This
And
looks like
maybe
something-
one's the volume, one's the tone.
This is going to be Fender's version of the robot. This is a fucking bad
It's
idea.
a gimmick.
I mean, it's a bad idea.
A tonal pedal and a wah pedal. And in lieu of an acceleration pedal, a brake pedal. Nice.
They're not. They're not going to
switch.
sell a lot of these.
Looked like it had a flip up button with a.
That's
Yeah.
in
He's
case
looking
you
at
want-
it like, what the hell were we thinking?
Yep, this was a bad idea.
Well, does it say what they were thinking? Who this is kind of geared towards? Does it do like acoustic emulation or? Because I know Fender used to sell like the thin line Telecasters that were really pretty much just an acoustic guitar that you could. I don't even know if it had volume knobs or anything. You could just plug it right in.
Yeah, it's like the Stratacoustic and the Telecoustic.
Yeah. Or even the Kramer had the that acoustic there.
The Farrington.
Farrington, sure.
Acoustic. Oh my goodness, Paul!
Oh.
You can't go to sleep now, man. You're gonna be peeing all night.
Water number 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it looks all right. I mean, it's a gimmick, but it's
We'll post this video in the Discord.
happy
You guys can
Valentine's
check it out.
Day.
And happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Actually, we'll be live on Valentine's Day. I just realized.
What is that? Next Friday?
We're having
Yeah, next Friday. Is it?
I think so.
next Friday. Well, I don't mean this show. The Friday night show we're gonna have a guitar company on, and they're gonna give us a tour of their factory.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
You want to tell us about that, or
A boot?
make?
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you their website.
Can we see this guitar first?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Jay's got to go to bed.
God damn it!
All right. So I was inspired. I saw Nesdal with one of these. I don't know if it was one of these, but I saw the caramelized maple neck, and I thought to myself, well, I don't know if I'd ever be interested in one of those until I picked one up and decided to grab the Charvel DK24.
Wow.
And this belonged to our friend Philip McKnight, who I think probably got it to review and decided it was not a Philip McKnight guitar and decided to sell it. So it was hanging in our friend Dane Zimmerman's shop at Zim's Guitars in Mesa. And I went by the shop like 2 weeks ago and played it. And the neck is ridiculous. I mean, it's really a beautiful guitar. Some guitars, you pick them up and you just, you strum it and you go, oh, that's kind of nice. And then there's some that just feel right. And this thing felt amazing from the moment I picked it up. It's got the speed neck, the Charvel speed neck. It's obviously a caramelized maple with a maple fretboard.
Yeah, that neck is beautiful.
The neck is awesome. And they come with locking Charvel locking tuners, Graphtec Tusk nut, and a non-locking Godot 510 bridge, which is floating, so you can bend up or down with it. And the pickups are Seymour Duncan's. There's a full shred in the bridge, a flat Strat in the middle, and an Alnico 2 in the neck. And it is essentially Charvel's version of the Gem, really is what it looks like with that pickup configuration. And it taps out the same way where, you've got here, and then here, and then the two intercoils here, like a telly, and then the bridge and the neck tapped out for the 5-way position. No load EVH Bourne's pot. So this thing is like, you just touch it and it drops. And the tone is no load. So if it's on 10, it's wide open and it has no effect. And the tone, all the pickups are wide open. You drop it back just a little bit, and then it sort of engages, and you can start screwing.
Did you put the EVH pots in, or
no? It came
no.
with it.
It comes with
it's
EVH.
stock. Yeah.
No,
Wow.
this is
EVH licensed or would put it out to Charvel.
Yeah, well, obviously they're made in the same factory.
They're made right across from each other.
Yeah, the interesting thing about it, these are made in Ensenada, in the Ensenada Fender factory. Charvel's got, they build most of their production line guitars
I guess that
down
makes
there.
sense. Yeah,
but these are, when the difference between this and a high-end Fender Mexican Strat is night and day. This is a phenomenal guitar, and I think they retail for about $1,000. And you say to yourself, well, why would you pay $1,000 for a Mexican guitar? Pick one up.
right.
I didn't pay anywhere close to $1,000 for it because I bought it used, but it's a sick guitar.
Jay, not bad, man.
Jay's like,
No, it's cool.
I played one of those at Guitar Center. Was it last week? I did a video with one of those.
Did you really?
And yeah, it's on the channel here. And those guitars are great. The necks feel amazing.
The neck is phenomenal.
The floating non locking trem is interesting too. You don't see a lot of those. I've seen very few people play those.
And it's Godot, and it's really good. Like it's not like this is not a cheap guitar in any way.
Sure. And as soon as you see a non-locking trem, you're like, you've got to take a second look, because there's so many of them out there that that are crap that they'll sell you for. But obviously,
cool part.
There are some great ones.
The fret dots, the dot markers on the edge of the neck are glow in the dark.
Luminlay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's the color? Is it like
it's
olive drab?
Yeah, it's an olive drab. It's basically army green. They make them in army green and like almost a creamsicle orange.
Where's Steve? Gotta compare that to his olive drab 5150.
Which Pro Mod is that?
24 DK24 HSH.
Yeah, here's the one. Yeah, I played the HH. Here, this
Now,
is me. Yeah, those guitars are great, man. The neck feels great. Yeah. See, here's me with that same thing.
Hey, Dwight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice guitar. I didn't think I would like it. I think I saw Nesdal had a baked maple neck, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. And I don't own one, so I actually sold an Epiphone Ace Frehley Les Paul, and got enough money for the Epiphone Ace Frehley that I could buy this and still bank a couple $100. So,
Were you sweating wearing that parka, Johnny?
No, it was freezing. It's been really cold here. Really cold. But no, congratulations on that guitar. And Dane is here.
Nice,
He's in the chat.
oh, is he really? Yeah. So yeah, it was at over at Jim's, and funny thing about it is, Dane wanted the guitar because we went to Guitar Center, I don't know, like 6 months ago, and they had one of these, but it was the creamsicle one, and then they also had one that looked like the Type 2, which is the Telecaster style body. And I was looking at that, and I don't like Tellys, so I just decided to pass on it.
I love Tellys.
Oh,
I love Tellys.
Telly Savalas.
Oh, he's awesome, man.
So,
you ever seen that
right-
movie where he plays a cop? He's down in Mexico. It's called a Border Cop. It's called
Wasn't he
Border
Cujo?
Border
or
Cop.
Cujo? No, not Cujo.
You ever seen Border Cop?
Kojak. He was Kojak, right?
with Telly Savalas.
Mm-mm.
Border Cop. It's pretty good.
one?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty
He
good.
was Daddy Warbucks, wasn't he?
No, that was Finney.
Wasn't
What's
he
his
in
name?
that?
Albert Finney.
That was
Albert
Finney.
Finney.
That was Daddy Warbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, in the movie, in the movie anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to split in a few minutes. I'm out of gas, eh?
All those XFL beers are coming back to haunt you.
Yeah, had a couple rum and cokes over there,
All right.
Oh, today?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and of course they've got the licensed Fender headstock, which they put the sticker on the back there as if you didn't know that it was a Strat headstock.
I showed you guys this last week. I'm actually sending this out to Steve Anderson, but sorry, bro.
Oh, that's cool.
It's upside down.
No, it's not. Is it? Oh, damn.
Is it? It is.
There you go.
Although it looks the
it's
same.
kinda easy to get it backwards, upside down. Which way do you want it?
I thought my eyeballs were upside down for a minute. I was like, what am I looking at?
The Chuck Berry. Apparently, there's a move. I googled that. I didn't. There's a move called the Chuck Berry,
Oh, really?
and
I gotta look it up.
that's so horrible.
Would it be under like Urban Dictionary or something?
It was Urban Dictionary.
Like the Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Angry Dragon.
Yep.
By the way, I've got a
San
horrible
Diego,
joke.
Thank you.
Got a horrible joke I got to tell. This was a listener. A listener called this joke in. He said he made a charitable donation this week to the Tempura House. And I was like, "Well, what's the Tempura House?" He goes, "Well, it's for lightly battered women." I was like, that is awful. That is awful. So there you go.
AI Gaming says, "What was the war movie with Telly Savalas and Donald Sutherland? Good movie. That was
Dirty Dozen.
Was it Dirty Dozen or
Dirty Dozen or the Guns of Navarone?
Guns of Navarone is the one I was thinking of.
It might be the
Or Kelly's Heroes. There you go. Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's
I think
Heroes,
is
there
the
you
one I
go.
was thinking of. Yeah. That's a good one.
Really?
Santa Cruz asked about
Oh.
EVH amps being made in Vietnam. I know Marshall amps are made in Vietnam now.
And I love how they like use it in a sentence. My boyfriend gave me a Chuck Berry last night. Like that's but it doesn't describe what it means.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it talks about the video that you guys are talking about, and after it explains what happens in the video, it says he did it on purpose.
I would never watch that. There's no.
No,
Well,
there's no reason.
It's just for the oddness of it that you watch it. I mean, it's nothing you're gonna watch.
No, it's something like that where you watch that and you never unsee that.
It gets
never.
burned. It gets burned into your brain.
Yep.
At the time we were it was on VHS and we were trying to see, is it really him? Like it's not. It's nothing that. No, just because it's nothing that's gonna like destroy you from.
I don't know. Let's watch it again to be sure.
No,
I can see John.
Like, wow, this is the first famous film you've ever seen with anybody doing that.
That's like
was it a professional video?
Doing
no, it's like a home
motion.
Home might even be like Super 8 film back in the day, you know.
So he's holding up the film. Look at it. I was like,
it's like the first time you walked.
I know the Barbara Streisand one was on film. That was.
What did she do?
She was in a movie.
Watch and find out. No, different.
When?
No, come on.
Were you listening? This was a whole compilation. This was back like the Tommy Lee video. It was all on this whole. The Tommy Lee video was on there. It was like this whole underground compilation film of all the famous, leaked out porn footage.
So
it's like the first time you walked into somebody's dorm room when you were in college or somebody's apartment when you were like 20 years old.
And that's what they were.
They're having a big party and they put in a VHS and you see the graphic. It says Barnyard Pals. And you're like, well, what is that? Oh,
yeah.
Oh!
Before YouTube, before you could watch any of that stuff on.
Turn that off.
But so what did Barbara Streisand do?
I remember a bathtub and like, that's all it was so long ago. I don't remember. Yeah.
By the way, Barbara Streisand, very well built.
She's a good-looking woman.
Yeah, she was
back
pretty
in
hot.
the 70s.
Man,
didn't she play?
You guys
a guy
must have
in
seen
a
the Tommy Lee video, right?
Yeah. That one's so stupid, though. Oh my God, I love you.
And Pam Anderson.
I love you. Shut up.
Back when she was actually pretty hot.
Yeah.
What are you watching?
By the way, she just ended her 12-day marriage. She was married for 12 days to this guy.
What number marriage is that for her?
5. 5 isn't a marriage. 5 is an offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's known this guy for like 30 years. He was like a Hollywood producer of some sort. Known him for 30 years, was in love with him, got married. And her publicist, this is a true story. Her publicist said, well, you really don't know about people until you live with them. So 12 days after getting married, they've decided not to see the marriage through.
Wow.
And I love when a publicist releases a press release asking for you to respect the couple's privacy. If you just shut up, nobody would have known.
Yep.
So,
but they do all that stuff for attention anyway. All that stuff is to promote something.
Put her back in the news.
It's always to promote something. And Metal Soda, that's my favorite movie of all time, man.
What, 10?
Mm-hmm. You know that one?
Yeah, 10 was a classic.
Yeah, I love that movie.
She's even more naked in Tarzan.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch that movie. I mean, I watched the movie for Dudley Moore. Is why I watched it. But
you're the one.
Bo Derek's pretty good looking too.
No, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
Bo Derek lives next door to a friend of mine in Mission Beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the real old?
I know she rides horses now. She's into.
I prefer Bo Jackson.
Bo does what?
On the beach?
Football?
Yeah.
No, some of the old Dudley Moore British comedy stuff from the BBC. What was it?
Moore and is it O'Toole? Or who is it?
O'Toole, yes. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
They had a comedy. They had a team. They were a team.
Yeah, and with Mike.
It was no O'Toole.
John Cleese and
it was who was it?
Dudley. Yeah, I know. And it had an interesting. The name of the show was kind of a crazy name. Johnny, come on.
Look,
Guys, I'm out of gas.
Well, have a great week, Jay.
You guys have a great week
Thanks
too.
for hanging out.
I feel like such a dud, Lee Moore.
Oh, I see what you did
So
there.
early, you know.
It's all good, man.
So I hope everybody has a great week. And
it was Peter Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Peter
What's that
Cook,
show?
who's
What was the name of that show?
hilarious.
It was called Not Only, but Also.
ooh,
Or that was one of them.
And they had strange names. There was another one that I'm trying.
Beyond the Fringe.
Beyond the Fringe, I think was the one I'm thinking of.
hey, Nerd Halen wants to come in. He wants to he wants me to tag him in.
Tag him out.
Tag team back again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, boys, and everybody in the chat. Good seeing everybody.
Take care, Jay.
Good to see you, man.
Good night, John. Good night, Paul. Good night, Johnny.
Good seeing you, Jay.
Good night.
Good night, Jay.
Enjoy those
Good night.
beers.
Paul, congrats on the new guitar, man. It looks
Thanks,
awesome.
man. This is I figured you'd like it because it's basically a Charvel gem.
Well, somebody mentioned in the chat earlier. It's kind of like Charvel's version of the Sir Modern. It's kind of
It's a little bit like the Sir. Yeah.
But
It's. I mean, for them, I didn't pay what retail. The retail for these things is just about $1,000.
Dude, I've always wanted to play the necks that either when they roast them and they do all this cool stuff. Like I've heard that, because I'm starting to turn into like a maple fretboard guy, and I've had people say that when they take, oh my god, I can't even talk right now. When they try a maple fretboard or a maple, and after it gets baked or whatever the hell they do, that's just like, oh my god, this feels amazing.
It's comfortable. It feels like it's been played for 20 years. It's a 19. It's literally 2019. McKnight got it in like October of last year, and did like a video review on it. And I guess, he's more into tellies and stuff like that too. This is not his style of guitar. So when he decided to get rid of it, I've never been really much of a super Strat guy, but you pick this up and you're just like, oh geez. And it gets all the Strat tones that you're looking for anyway.
Yeah.
But it does so much more than that. I mean, you crank this thing, and I'm not plugging it in. I know people are like, plug it in and turn it on. I'm like, you don't want to hear that. Trust me. But the full shred, I mean, this thing, just do a video search, a Google search on these things. They're ridiculously cool and versatile, and I couldn't pass it up for what they were asking for it. So
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, congrats, and I will see everybody. Maybe Friday. Depends on, Saint Valentine's Day. I gotta go.
Friday's gonna be good if you can be here. Friday's gonna be really good.
Okay.
Have a good one, Jay.
Yeah, Jeff T says I think Jay is roasted tonight. Yeah, you got roasted neck. I'm roasted. That's pretty good, man. All right, you guys have a good one, and I'll see everybody soon.
Bear.
Bear.
Good night, man. Roasted. Wow. We're like all over the place. I've got so many windows open. I'm like planning to show you guys this and this and this and so many different things. But dude, yeah, congratulations on that guitar, man.
thanks, man. This is a good guitar.
Since I just played one, I know exactly what you're playing, and I'm not a fan of 24 fret guitars at all. But that guitar, I would play.
Oh, and the interesting
That
thing,
neck feels amazing.
The back plate is missing, but because McKnight took it off, I got to go pick it up.
Is it a magnetic one? Or
no, but
I know
look at
that a
that
few companies
scoop.
doing
Look
the
at like the
magnetic.
bevel of the body.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the upper fret access on this thing is ridiculous. If you are, prone to shredding, if you're one of those guys that likes to do your little Italy's way up here,
Your little Italy's.
you like to do your little Italy's.
I got that.
Yeah, if you like to do that.
Little
Kramer does.
Just Caleb likes little Italy's.
Caleb likes
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, if you like to do that, if you like to
Looking
do
like
those,
Kramer tonight a
this
little
thing is cut perfectly for it. And oh, by the way, I also
Mhm.
love the way the jack is set up so that you can run.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
you can run your jack up through the strap. You know what I mean, like that, and it's in the right angle, so
great
you're
idea.
not
I like
putting
that.
any extra tension on the cord. It's a great guitar. It really
Using
is.
the Fender jack differently.
Yeah, this is I mean, Charvel got it right. You know, they've always made great guitars, and Fender is doing it right with these.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome,
I agree.
Nerd Halen.
What's
Hello,
happening?
Nerd Halen.
Nice
Hey,
shirt.
man.
Hey, good interview tonight with Himmel. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, Dave did a good interview.
We were actually with me, Nesdal, Ty, and then Himmel. We actually did a call earlier
Yeah.
for like 2 hours, like before that.
Wow.
You know, so we were already on for like 2 hours, you know, just privately,
Wow.
and then we did that. Yeah.
I loved that 12-string bass that he had. That was amazing. Just the acoustic tone of that when he was playing that. I know when he was showing off his guitars. I've
Was
never
that
had a chance to play with
the Pinnock one?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Yeah.
You see the way that the four-way here is, it looks like Paul has like a VH like bikini on.
Oh, yeah.
That's spelt the V look.
The V look. Wait a minute.
Stop staring at my VH.
All right. That's awesome. So Paul, I listened to where the time was supposed to be for that thing, and it didn't come up.
What time?
Well, I was told by someone on the East Coast that that on Classic Rewind tonight on Sirius XM, the band was mentioned after a Van Halen song. What's his name? St. John came back on and said, "Looks like you're not going to be able to, ever see Van Halen live again, but you can see Nerd Halen." And then he plays a clip of Nerdy Woman.
So
on
was
the
the song?
show.
Was the song on?
That's what I was told.
No. What did so when the West Coast feed?
No, the song never came on.
It's what will happen is, however long that his shift is, because I got bad news for people that are listening to satellite radio. It's very rarely live.
Yeah.
It's been pre-recorded a long time ago. Pat St. John is not on the air right now. But what we'll do is they'll take those voice tracks and recycle them for the next time like that song plays.
Right.
So the next time that song plays during his shift this weekend, that break will be the same.
Right.
So
But
I don't know when that is.
Isn't it like it's all time zoned appropriate? So if it ran at 9:45 East
Not
Coast,
necessarily.
wouldn't that come around for West Coast? And that's why.
Not necessarily.
All right.
No, I think they run them in 6-hour blocks. So my guess is 6 to midnight tonight will be like noon to 6 tomorrow.
Got it.
They just recycle that thing, and they recycle the playlist. That's the other thing about satellite radio is it's every bit as repetitive as the radio stations you listen to. They have the same 300 songs, and they play them over and over and over again, because more often than not, that's what people want. People want, the whole idea is to play music that people want, especially if they're paying for it.
Got it.
So my guess is, and again, I'll email a friend of mine that works over there and see if we can't find out when that was recorded and when that will be played again.
I want to hear that. So anyway,
That's cool.
It is cool. Crazy.
Hey, congratulations again, Caleb. That was
Thanks so much.
You are becoming a really sort of a social media whore
moving
when it
so
comes
fast,
to
man.
promote this band. It's great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well,
You're the Dane Cook of music.
Right.
Hey, that look, Dane Cook when he had his 15 minutes, he worked his ass off for it on MySpace and all the other social media that was available at the time, and he's now living off that money still. So
yeah,
if you can hit for 15 minutes, milk it, run with it, and invest wisely.
Yes, I'm
Good advice.
Thank you. No, I'm hoping it pays off. It's definitely, you plant seeds and you hope it grows, and it's been growing. So
2020 will be the year of Nerd Halen.
Ask D. Snyder how much money he's making off of his 1 or 2 hits if you listen to him. All you need is that one moment to sort of a novelty song. Greg Kinn gets a nice check for the breakup song.
Wow.
Donnie Iris gets a nice check for 2 songs. All you need is one moment to get something. Maybe you guys get put in a movie, or
Yeah.
I mean, look what Steel Panther doesn't exist if they don't get that Discover card commercial.
Right. No,
You know,
that's the goal. The goal is to make,
It's
have
marketable, man.
a
It's so
Steel
marketable.
Panther type run. So that's
the residents were able to make a whole brand around that. Nobody can name a Residents song, but you know what they look like. My buddy and I once had an idea to put together a morning show where in public we were only seen wearing luchador masks, so that we were completely anonymous to everybody, except when we're on the air. We're on the air, you don't see us, so there's no camera and stuff like that. But anytime we went out and did personal appearances, we wore luchador masks, and we had somebody who spoke on our behalf. We never spoke in public.
Is that something you did, or you had the idea?
No, it was an idea for it.
Oh, that's cool though.
And my buddy Don and I, he's in Houston, Texas. We were going to do an entire morning show where you never saw our faces. I've still got the luchador masks up on a shelf. I then have to. It's a silver and black luchador mask, so I've turned it on. I used to consider. I became the character L. Davis as a Raider.
You wore it on here.
Yeah, I did. I wore it on here once, I think.
Yeah,
It might have been that night.
The night? No, not the night I was drinking. It wasn't. No, I remember that night.
the night I was drinking.
No, I didn't wear it that night.
So Santa Cruz 3600 asked Caleb. I asked Jay earlier, but have you ever tried using a Variac? Funny you should ask. If you go to the Nerd Halen YouTube, you'll see my rundown rig, I call it, and you can see what I'm using. And definitely, I have a Dropbox.
You should call it a rig rundown.
I can't.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's called copyright infringement. So yeah,
A run rig down.
I forgot what I called it, but it was something like that. But I just scrambled the words. But yeah, check it out.
Let the dogs out to pee. Hang on.
Okay.
Who?
A ring ding down.
Who?
Ring ding down.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But yes, I'm using a Dropbox with my rig, and you can see it there on the Nerd Halen website or Nerd Halen YouTube. Nerd Halen website's up too. That's I did a lot of work on that this week. So if you want to check that out, finally have an EPK. So finally,
Press
Awesome.
yeah.
What
How's
is that?
everybody doing?
Electronic press kit? Is that what it stands for?
Yes.
No.
I'm just I don't know what an EPK is. I'm guessing.
That's a good guess. Yeah, now I can just send out emails with the link to that, and away they go. So, yes, shout out to Craig Stofko, the epic Space Wolf.
There it is.
Now, did he do just the finishing on that, or did he do the whole?
He did the whole guitar, the whole paint job.
Nice, beautiful.
Yes,
The binding? Did he do the binding, or
he did it all. Did it all. It's fake binding.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't know if it was you or somebody else that had showed that it was all a great job on the binding.
Yeah, he did an awesome job. I love it. Looks great, and no picture can ever do it justice, which is crazy because it looks pretty good in the picture, but it looks much better live.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The headstock is great too.
yes,
Show the headstock, Caleb. Yeah, that is that is one of the best headstocks around. I like that.
trying to get it to pop. There. Thumbnail.
Awesome. It's been a long day.
I bet. A lot of content today.
Lot of day.
It's
It's been a lot of day today. Yeah. We were on a call with Himmel this afternoon, and then we did the thing tonight. And then here we are.
Yeah.
Right here, and we're only an hour in. Or whatever. Although tonight's going pretty quick.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of stuff tonight, just like randomly.
Yeah.
I don't know, all that Chuck Berry stuff, though, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Maybelline. Whoa. Waters for everybody. Thanks, Paul.
You what?
I said waters for everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, I brought a round for everyone. As you guys have learned, I don't do much in moderation. So.
Yes, Himmel spoke really highly of Caleb. That is true, and he's a good dude, man. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to hear a guy like that mention you, and kind of be in that whole scene. So it's absolutely surreal, to tell you the truth. So the whole thing's crazy. But I asked for
proud of you, Caleb. It's awesome. It's so cool. I mean, when I first saw that, the EVH stuff came out last week and the news desk stuff, that was,
yeah, it was a pretty good week for the band. Definitely
really cool. That somebody, that I've been able to sit here and shoot the crap with, and
it's
hang
interesting
out with
because
as much as
your efforts have inspired me to want to play more again.
Oh, cool.
Like not just play guitar, but like I sang. I was a singer in a band, and I miss playing out so much and watching you. Because remember, we're all men of about the same age. Watching you still go out and bang out there and do your thing, just makes me realize when you hear everybody say it's a young man's game, it's not a young man's game. It's our game. You don't give it to other people. By the way, young kids can't play. They're just, there are some out there, don't get me wrong. You see those YouTube videos and stuff like that, but there isn't a young band out there that's lighting people up. So, nobody is going to give you the title. You need to come and take it.
No, there's definitely room. There's like a vacuum for this stuff. And it's funny
there is still a demand for it too.
Yeah, no, it's funny you should say that you're inspired by this. There's all these guys that I went to school with, high school, and they were in bands. They were like in the big bands in high school, and they played, and they gave it their shot after school, and some of them got record deals but didn't go anywhere. But for whatever reason, they fell back into their jobs and whatever. But now those guys, all those bands are getting back together, right? Because of what I've been doing. They've been watching what I've been doing, and they've told me, like, you've inspired all of us to try again or just play again. So it's very cool.
Well, look, when we were younger, I think we were playing for the money, or trying for the fame and the money and shit like that. And then you forgot, wait a minute, I love music. Like, I really love music. Yeah. And I will tell you, and this is going to sound horrible when I say it, but I mean no disrespect to my ex-wife. But when I met her, my band was going through several different lineup changes. And you got to the point where you had to realize, which master are you going to serve? And it's very difficult to serve two masters. At the time, I was 23 years old, and the band was falling apart. And it's like trying to keep, which way do I want to do? I want to keep a 5-way marriage together, or do I want to pursue this thing that could be the greatest thing that ever happened to my life? So you make a choice. And then for 26 years, I had guitars on stands and playing around, and I would, reminisce with all the guys in the band and talk about how the glory days and all the bullshit that came with it. And that stuff sort of goes into the back seat. Go through a divorce, all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, I've lost who I am. And you go back and you find those things that you love, and maybe it's a midlife crisis or whatever it is. But you have a family, and your family is supportive of that. And when you've got something like that, then fucking run, man. Run hard and run fast.
Well,
That's
yeah,
awesome that you have that.
I've been with my wife over 12 years, and she's always known I could play, and has always seen my gear around, and obviously seen bills for me purchasing gear that we couldn't afford, and there's been a lot of
this right here.
It's either that or the bar.
A lot of ultimatums.
At the bar.
Yeah, a lot of ultimatums, but was always kind of like, you keep getting this stuff. What are you going to do with it? That was kind of the theme. And I really like the answer straight away was, what can I do with it? Like I can play it here. I can try and come up with, themes and stuff and, maybe score something or whatever, on my computer. I never thought in a million years I'd be playing in a band live, and playing this music. So I have Taylor Hawkins to thank. So
Well, you want to pick that up?
The name?
You want me to get that?
Do you know the story?
David Grohl too, right?
Do you know the story?
No, but I've had a couple of run-ins with Taylor. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Well, coming up on 3 years ago, this May, I was driving Lyft here in LA, and his wife gets in the car, and he, she cuts in with her cocktail. And anytime like I'm driving and someone gets in the car with a drink, especially like a glass drink, I'm like, get the fuck out of my car. Like it's over.
What kind of car do you drive?
Dude, I don't have it anymore, but that was like a mini Prius.
Oh,
like one of the little ones. And
was it tough telling your parents you're gay?
They whatever I want, they
still support you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who told you? I told. But
oh, they don't know yet. Sorry, stupid me.
They've had their suspicions. No, but so he gets in the car and tells me to tell him, it says on the app where I'm going, and it's like a 30-minute drive. So we're driving, and they're arguing, and he starts talking to me, because like he's like, I'm not going to talk to her anymore. So what's going on, man? And I asked him if he remembers the band Tonic, because I used to tour manage, my best friend's band, and he's like, yeah, what happened to those guys? And I'm like, well, my best friend's, he still plays drums.
I've heard this story yet.
Okay, well,
I'm sure you probably told it on a Saturday night, but I don't remember. It's cool.
I don't know if I've told it on the show, but I told him that my best friend was in Tonic, and but now.
By the way, for the record, "Open Up Your Eyes" is one of my favorite songs of the '90s.
Oh, cool!
Love that song.
Yeah, that was our debut.
Anyway, go back. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but tell your friends that's a great fucking song. It should still be on the radio. That
whole album is amazing.
Yeah,
maybe one of the best debut albums ever. So my friend, he's a contractor for like huge construction projects now, and he still plays drums. And we were in a cover band a couple of years ago together, where I just started playing again out. That was like the first time I played it, with guys in so long. And so I told Taylor that, and he goes, "Oh, you have a cover band? So do I." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Yeah, Chevy Metal." And he goes, it's just me and my best friend as the bass player, and we're looking for a guitar player. And I'm like driving, and I go, "I'll do it." And he's like, "Do you know any Van Halen?" And it was unbelievable. So we get to his driveway, and I show him some videos of me playing some Van Halen, and he goes, "Wow, you're the whole deal." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, okay, here's what'll happen. I'll give you a call. We'll rehearse a few times. We'll fly somewhere, play a show. I'll give you a couple grand. Sound good?"
Yeah. This for real?
And so I was basically like shaking his hand, going, "Dude, don't make this happen. Please make this happen. It's midnight on a Tuesday. My family's home sleeping."
Yeah. What's your blood alcohol level right now, Taylor?
Exactly. I should have tested him, but anyway, long story short, they had just gotten a new guy, Brent Woods, in the band, and they were, I guess he's not like a Van Halen guy. He's more like a Slash, Jimmy Page type player, and so they weren't really playing a lot of Van Halen songs. And I think Taylor Hawkins has a cover band, so he can play Queen and Van Halen songs, and then the rest is like okay, filler. But so I went home that night thinking I'm in Chevy metal, right? And I go, and like Mike Himmel was said tonight, you know, you got to be ready when you get the call, because that's the most important part of any situation is when you get the call, you're going to show up and then you're going to either have it or you're not. And there's no like, oh, well, he can get better. They don't do that in this business.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you're done. You're written off. So I came home from that ride and went straight to YouTube, found all their sets, you know, wrote down every song, and I started learning all these songs that I would never have learned in my life, you know, front to back. And this went on for months and months, you know, and I started like finding friends of friends that knew the other guy in the band, you know, and then getting messages to them like, hey, over here, you know, and nothing happened. Nobody called, but I was the whole time playing and practicing more than I'd ever had in the last 25 years. And
still was the seed of you starting over.
Well, it was, you know, I became 10 times the player I was.
Fire under your ass.
Well, I wanted to be ready because I really thought the call was going to come. You know, he really made it seem like it was going to happen. And, you know, long story short, like 9 months go by and I finally like was able to find him. And, you know, he basically laid it down like, you know, look, we're really happy with Brent, you know, and I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. And it felt like, you know, I've been broken up with by like the hottest chick in the world.
Well, he has beautiful hair.
He does. But he did say something at that moment. He goes, why don't you go start your own thing? I'll come jam with you guys. And, you know, so I get in my car and I'm driving home and I'm just devastated. And, you know, halfway home, I just was like, I'd already had Nerd Halen in my head for like a few months. And that's when I decided I was going to do that. You know, like I was going to go hard. I was just going to devote my life to it. And so, yeah. So within, you know, 3 months of that, I'd made the announcement. I started, you know, like a Facebook page. I started an Instagram page. I came up with that logo that's on John's chest and, you know, faked a band until I got players, until I got it all together, until I got Hal, until, you know, we filled out the band. That's what
Steven Wilson did with Porcupine Tree. Porcupine Tree wasn't a real band. He faked the whole thing.
Yep.
And then people went, hey, you guys should play somewhere. He's like, oh shit, I got to get musicians.
Yeah. I mean, I one of these days I'm going to look back at the shows from, you know, 2017 and just see how, you know, how we were talking about it and knowing like what was really happening. Cause I was talking about it, but there was nothing happening. And, you know, manifest destiny. So here we are.
Carpe diem.
So I have to thank Taylor Hawkins for,
and even Dave Grohl too, for that matter.
Well, it was funny because I ran
a big day too.
Yeah, I ran into Dave Grohl and, you know, I was able to talk to him for a few minutes and I told him that story in a shorter version. And I remember him going like, and that's when I knew like it was
that
never
went kind of viral too, didn't it? I mean,
he held up the pick and
a few people picked up on that, did some stories, or it was in part of a couple.
It's true. Yeah. There was a story done, like a clickbait Van Halen story where they mentioned us and showed the picture of Dave Grohl, which was like the first time we'd ever been mentioned in anything. And, but,
both those guys are awesome.
No, when I told Dave the story, he instantly goes, oh, Taylor. And that reaction was like, oh man, Taylor promises the world to a lot of people. It really was
that close.
No, I think it wasn't.
Well, okay, yeah.
He made it sound like, oh, Taylor did it again.
Taylor does that all the time. Yeah.
He did. Look what he did to this guy, you know.
Oh.
But what was cool that night was that when he agreed to take the picture of him holding up the pick, he looked at the pick and he goes, "Nerd Halen," and he looks at the girl sitting next to him and he goes, "Now I'd go see that." And just the way he said it, like it wasn't an act, it was like a real genuine, thing from him. He really thought like that's a great idea. And that was probably the first moment where I knew like we had something, that was going to go somewhere. And that was, a week or two before I had Hal in the band. So
question for you, would Hal be able to commit to something like, let's say you guys had an opportunity to be the house band Monday night, middle school style, at a bar, you know what I mean? Like whatever you end up being the house band at jam night or whatever it is, if you could get a weekly gig like that, because that's obviously what Ralph and those guys did, was that every Monday night thing was becoming such a thing. And then Clarkson gets on stage and jams with them. And then, all of a sudden the snowball starts rolling. Some record company goes, "Hey, let's fucking cash in on these guys."
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know if it's necessarily, that was my original idea, was a once a month thing here in Los Angeles, like make it like a Nerd Halen night, at like the Viper Room or,
like when Rackman used to do the, cat house nights.
Yeah. And who knows? Of course I've heard of the Spasmatics. Yes. In fact, yes, they're part of the inspiration, but a lot of people saying I'm ripping off the Spasmatics. Well, the Spasmatics are ripping off a movie, so we're all ripping something off.
Well,
Water number 5.
It's all been done before.
Yeah,
but would I love to play every month somewhere regular? Sure. But I'd rather have that be like Vegas and getting, paying my rent,
right.
And that's a goal for sure. And I'd love to do like 20 cities, just do something like that. It would be so surreal to be like in a tour bus at my age.
Great to see you guys on a tour with.
Get on one of those Monsters of Rock cruises.
Yeah.
My buddy Tyson he does a thing called Rare Hair out of Nashville. And Tyson was able to turn that. He's a keyboard player and bass player, guitar player. He's a multi-instrumentalist, but now Tyson turned that into being the road manager for Vixen. And now he's their keyboard player. He's the ugly chick in Vixen. But he was able to turn all of that stuff. Was able to turn all that stuff into, now he's like running this Rare Hair band. He's like one of the lounge bands on these Monsters of Rock cruises. And when Dave Ellefson shows up and Megadeth isn't playing,
there you go.
He gets on. It's basically like a No Bozos jam. He gets up and they play some Megadeth tunes or they play the stuff. If you guys could get that Van Halen situation going, I wouldn't be surprised, if all of a sudden one night Taylor Hawkins is like, "Hey man, can I sing with you guys?" And you should go, "We got it."
Or Michael Anthony or
Michael Anthony or Sharon or
Oh yeah, no, we played the Viper Room last month or in December, and I look out in the second song and there's like 40 people. There was 8:30 on a Wednesday night. And I look out and there's standing right off the stage, looking right at me squared is Rivers from Weezer.
And he looked at you and he's like, "Bitch stole my look."
Yeah, bitch sounds pretty good. So
no, that's a good thing to do. And especially that in LA.
Did they do Buddy Holly? Was that their song?
Impress Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have a record called Van Weezer coming out. So that single, the single starts with a tapping thing. And so I don't know.
Satriani's releasing something inspired by
Ed,
I think.
Yeah. But I think we'll be doing a cruise probably next February. I think we'll be on that. We seem to be there's just like a steady rise going, and people are taking notice. And the Van Halen News Desk article,
on a summer tour, man,
really helped. And I'd love to. I kind of feel like we're just going to be a little late for the festivals.
I
this
know
year.
that's what they're booking now.
But 2021 for sure. So it's been fun. It's exciting. Every day there's like something new. That's what's really cool. Every day, there's something new that happens. You get mentioned on a big radio show tonight, and people message you, and it's exciting. So someone asked if I'm getting any gear. Yes, I'm getting a Frankie.
That's what I was going to ask you too. Yeah,
it'll be coming
I thought
in May.
That picture was they one that you already had gotten. But
no, that was
that's
the prototype. So they got to make them.
Awesome.
They got to make a bunch of them because I was telling Paul earlier we were on the phone. It's the hottest pre-order guitar of all time, apparently.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's I mean, that's going to be just in such demand. I can imagine. I mean, even when the the $25,000 whatever it was Fender came out, I mean, it went viral quick. I mean, it was just huge.
Yeah, but I mean,
such an amazing thing. And then now it's at a price point where everyone can afford it. So
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of them. So I'll get mine. I'm not getting anything else for flat free, but that's so far. And they are. It's cool. I'm gonna be able to borrow backline from their lockout. I'm gonna use like dummy EVH cabinets for my gigs in town. So I'll have like a full cabinet backline.
That's cool, yeah.
Right. So
like what, 2 full stacks or something like that, or at least 3?
I don't know. I think I was picturing 3.
Wow. Oh, sorry.
6 cabs.
Wow.
So
that's what 70.
Is there a club in LA that's got enough room for that stage?
There's a few, but definitely not all. But
yeah,
it'd be funny to just bring like 20 of them out and just like just have the drummer sort of peeking out between them. It'd be funny. But that's pretty cool. That's exciting.
Well, congratulations. That's great. You worked for it.
Thanks. Hey, it's all consuming. This project is it's like it's passion, and it's like a drug, and it's providing a lot of
it's about time, right?
It's a good reason to live. I mean, you got kids, that's a good reason to live, but I've been playing guitar since I was 13, and I never really knew what I was ever going to do about it, and now here we are.
Said, I don't know if it was Tuesday or when you said it, you're going to have to wait till you're 50, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, if I was told that when I was young, it would have been the most depressing thing ever. But
yeah, right.
Right now I'm in a better late than never kind of a mode.
I don't think it's going to sound weird when I say this. I got to bail out soon. The dogs have decided it's time for me to fucking pay attention to them.
Yeah, what happened to Johnny too?
I don't know. But
I'm here.
I think there's a different, and I think we've talked about this before. There's a different appreciation for stuff now. You may not have been able to handle it when you were in your 20s. Like I'm not a particularly religious man, but I do believe life sort of throws you stuff when you're ready for it.
You're right. I totally agree. And
maybe this is your time. You have your time. There's a window, and for some people that window is early, and for other people that window is not too late.
Yeah. No, it's.
Well, guys, there's a demand for it now too, as well. That there wasn't 10 years ago.
Look at guys like Leslie Nielsen and Tony Bennett, who have had these resurrected careers.
Right.
Like Betty White is bigger now than she was in her prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you got to think about experience too. All the stuff that you went through way back when. Now you can use all that.
And
look, I'm not like a theory guitar player. I'm not. I never had the. I went to MI, but I dropped out. I never had the attention span for a lot of the stuff they were trying to actually process me. I felt like when I went there in 1987, 88, like they were making guitar players, you know, they were building shredders and they were building sweepers and arpeggiators and, you know,
Producing, processing.
Exactly. And I really thought, like, I don't want to be that. You know, I like that I play by ear. I like that I have this feel that I cured for, you know, hours and hours a day in my room. But, you know, you get into your 20s and you kind of take different paths and you get into acting or whatever and other forms of performance and the guitar kind of slips away, but it's always something you can do. So, you know, it's fun at parties. I remember I used to go to parties and there'd be a guitar there or something and I'd pick it up. This was my game, my move. I would pick it up like I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I would start by like, you know,
that's how I play.
C chord.
Works for me.
Yeah, right. Same here.
You know, and then gradually I'd start improving. So like in 10 minutes, I'd be going, you know, like, you know, whoa. And I'd start throwing in licks and people would go like, you know,
wow,
like,
this is easy.
So it was like a performance. That was my move. Like, you know, especially if there were chicks close by, like I would start like I didn't know what I was doing. And then in 15 minutes, I'm doing like, you know, Bach and, you know, you know,
that could be a part of your stage solo, like starting out your eruption, like not knowing what you're doing, and then just end with, you know.
So I thought about it.
That's how you should start the show. You should start the show, you know, ladies and gentlemen, Nerd Halen, and you just walk out by yourself and pick up the guitar and be like, and it's out of tune.
Well, that's Rush 2112.
No. Start the show. The whole band is just terrible. Like you're just beginners.
You guys are awful.
You kick in, and all of a sudden you're like right in there. You know,
like we take a drink or something.
Yeah, you're all out of tune. Everybody's out of tune for like the first part of the song. Hal goes, hey, that's not how we rehearsed it. and they go, all right, you guys, just grab your beer, just take a shot. You know,
I made a concoction, like one of the head. I made it with like the dry ice. Yeah.
And he hands it to you guys, and it's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde moment. And you go, and you start playing, and then all of a sudden you just rip into like Romeo Delight or something like that's just Sinner's Swing or something that just punches everybody in the face.
Or maybe that's when you put on your glasses. Everybody puts on their glasses, and then they can play. You know,
superpower.
It's funny. I get ideas from people all the time. I get messages from people that have ideas for the show and for the band and for everything. It's funny, and some of them are awesome. Some of them are not
so much. That one not so much.
But it's great. You know.
I remember when I saw Strapping Young Lad, which is Devin Townsend from Vi's Sex and Religion record. And they're like an extreme metal band.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember they would come out and they would be standing there. They would stand on stage for like 2 minutes with their arms crossed and not say a fucking word. And like the crowd's like, what the hell's going on? What's going on? And finally, after 2 minutes, Devin would go, we're Strapping Young Lad. We're your favorite new band. Bang! And they just kick into this song. And everybody, and like the lid, like they built this pressure.
Yeah.
And the lid blew off the place because everybody's like, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then he would do that. And cool. You know, Gene Hoglan on drums is just a machine. And it was awesome. It was fun to watch. It was great showmanship. And you don't see a lot of that now.
One of our original ideas, like, which would only work in a really long set, you know, like a 90-minute to a 2-hour set would be, we wanted to arc from Complete and Total Uncomfortable Nerds into Van Halen. You know, so by the end of the show, like, you know, Hal has the chapless on, you know, and no shirt, and I have my like overalls or whatever. Like it's like we become the band, you know. But it's well,
that's what. Do you remember Beatlemania?
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the actual show, but I know they went through all the eras. So
yeah, Beatlemania would start. Aldo Nova was George Harrison. That was my first concert. I was 9 years old. I saw them at the Colonial Theater in Boston, Massachusetts. And they come out and they start off as the Beatles.
I know Mitch. I know Mitch White. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So So the funny part, again, Aldo, I didn't know at the time that Aldo Nova was George Harrison.
I didn't know till you just said it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they come out.
They played every year at the Hampton Beach in Hampton Beach when I was working there.
They'd come out in the suits, like that, like when the Beatles were in Hamburg and the Cavern Club. They come out in the suits and they play like 3 or 4 songs, and then like a video, or not a video, but a movie at the time, because this is the 70s. A movie, like Super 8 movie, would show. The stage lights would go down. They'd go off stage, come back out, and they'd be in the Sgt. Pepper outfit, and then they would come back out and they would be in the Ravi Shankar years, with the Indian stuff and all the raga stuff. And they did the history of the Beatles from the start to the end. And the last thing they did was the stage set of, Let It Be on top of it. And it was an amazing production.
Abbey Road.
Yeah, they did a really good job of doing that. So that's kind of another, if you guys start doing theme things, sure.
Yeah.
Those were some of the original, cover bands. The Led. Who was you've got the Pink Floyd ones like the Machine, and then
Physical Graffiti.
Physical Graffiti.
Yeah.
Dred Zeppelin.
Dred Zeppelin's fantastic. I love Dred Zeppelin.
With a gimmick, yeah. I mean, that one's one of the original gimmick cover bands.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to talk philosophy, but I got to take a piss.
Okay.
That philosophy runs right through you.
Are you coming back?
when you...
No, I'm gonna let the dogs out and take off.
I think he's leaving.
It's like 12:30. You guys are done soon anyway, right?
Probably,
Sure.
yeah.
Maybe.
All right, Paul. Good to see you, bud. Always.
Whatever you say.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good to see you, man.
Night,
All right,
Paul.
later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was my first Van Halen concert? Santa Cruz 3600. That would be 1984 at the Forum in Inglewood, May 13th, 1984. My dad's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wish I could have seen that tour, man.
It was so loud, and they were so fast. You didn't know what song they were playing. They played everything so fast.
84 tour, yeah. Watch any of the footage from the 84 tour, or even some of the recordings.
Yeah, they open with Unchained, and you're like, what song is that?
Yeah, it was so. Yeah, they did play fast on that tour.
Yeah.
Montreal, I'm thinking of,
But it was surreal,
Yeah.
That stage, I remember that stage was incredible.
Did it sound good? I mean, like the mix?
No.
It was kind of early 80s. Yeah,
it hurt.
Sound systems weren't perfect.
It hurt, and the Forum wasn't a great sounding place at all. Very boomy.
Yep.
But the visual was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. The spectacle.
Yes. Yeah, you probably saw the Santa Cruz song, the gig at the Cow Palace was, I think, a few days before the Forum one, or after, but in the same week.
California. I never saw a show at the Cow Palace. That was all before my time.
Well, you saw what? No,
but
I guess.
No, every time I would see Van Halen up here, it would be either Mountain View at the Shoreline Amphitheater, or in Concord at the Concord Pavilion, or of course from the '81 video in Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum.
Right.
What's the Cow Palace? Is that San Francisco?
It's South
Daly
San Francisco.
Daly City.
Yeah.
I had a
Night Dwight
bootleg from San Francisco, or from Cow Palace, which was
91.
Yeah, it was.
I had that one too.
It was a
video or audio?
Video. I had the video of Cow Palace.
Huh. 91.
Thanks, Sylvesterado 1.
Yeah, 91. Or no, 92. It was the later half of the Carnal Knowledge tour, I think. Maybe
92.
92.
Well, then that would have been the last time they ever played there, because I moved out here in 92. And when I saw them in 93, it was all Shoreline.
93 was, the amphitheater
and then,
tour.
Or the Shark Tank, the SAP Center. San Jose. That's where the Cow Palace is where the San Jose Sharks started playing in 91.
Did they rename it or it's a new arena?
It's a brand. They had a new arena built.
It's a different. It's
Cow Palace is old. That was like
the Shark Tank is
called the
in
Cow
downtown
Palace 'cause
San
they used to
Jose.
trade- They used to do like bovine trading there. I think that's why they called it the Cow Palace.
There's still events at the Cow Palace now. I see the
Oh, is it?
billboards. Yeah, but it's all like hemp festivals and GUN shows. It's what there's no concerts there anymore that I haven't seen for as long as I've been here for 20, 30, 25 years, 28 years, 34 years.
How many times have you guys seen Van Halen? I think I only saw them 3 times maybe. 91. I actually have an unused ticket from 91. I could have gone twice to 91, but I didn't. 91, 93, 96.
I've counted 14.
Wow.
There was 5.
I've
5.
seen Sammy and Dave several times.
5 on the just on the 07, 08 tour alone.
Let's see. I can count mine. I saw them in 88, 0812, which was after Monsters of Rock. It wasn't Monsters. It was after that. I saw them in 91 in Kansas City. I saw them in 92 in Omaha, Nebraska. I saw them 93 Shoreline like 2 times. They played 2 shows. I saw them 95 in Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum, 96 Shoreline. And then I didn't see them in 08 because that's when I was in Florida working with Desmond. I missed that tour.
They did play Florida.
Huh? They did, but yeah, I didn't get to see them. I was playing shows.
They played
and stuff.
everywhere in 07, 08.
Although they played Concord in 98. A friend of mine went, and I've since had a VHS video, so I've seen the show on VHS. Let's see, 90, and then I saw them in 04 in San Jose, and then in 07 I saw them in was it 07 or 08? I saw them in Oakland and San Jose.
There's a big difference between 07 and 08.
It was either one or both of those.
Yeah, just in the show that you got,
07, 08, and then what went after that? 2015? No, 2012. I saw them 2012 San Jose and Oakland, and then I saw them 2015 Concord and Mountain View in 2015. So how many is that? I was going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've seen them 10, 12 times.
Yeah,
something like that.
I saw 84. I saw 5150 twice.
Oh, man.
Where'd you see them in 5150?
At the Forum. They played 2 shows or 3 shows, I think, at the Forum. I saw 2 of them. One was from the 8th row, and then the next night was from the front row. So I was front row from 5150 because we did that ticket upgrade thing with KMET. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw how people were doing it, so I was able to come up with something. We they wanted to see KMET written on your body somehow, and then they would upgrade your tickets. And so my buddy and I, we took a white sheet and cut holes, right? And so we were walking around with a huge sheet that was like a walking banner, and we just wrote, Van Halen and KMET all over it, and we were on the radio getting our tickets within 10 minutes. So
looks like July 2nd, 3rd, and 5th was it the Inglewood?
Yeah. So I probably went. I think I went the 3rd and the 5th. I think, and the 5th was front row.
Wow.
Yeah, that was insane. It was insane.
There is one bootleg where you can kind of experience that. Kansas City, Missouri, May 31st, 1986.
And that bootleg, the drum riser actually comes out of the bottom of the stage too. That's one of the few you can actually see the full rise of the drum riser from.
Oh, you mean it's hidden
under the stage? Yeah, under the stage too.
Interesting.
Above the stage.
I'm sure that mechanism probably broke.
I mean, if the fact that they didn't have it in Live Without a Net means that it just they couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, what probably happened is it probably
although it may have, because they cut out the first song of that film.
It probably got stuck.
Yeah.
And Alex was like, well, we're not doing that again.
Yeah. So they just rose it like
yeah.
But there is, if you I think it's the Kansas City show, you can actually see it from the very, very beginning of the show, that it comes right out of the bottom of the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's one bootleg where the person was filming it from. It looks like he's
a great angle, but the audio was terrible on that one.
It looks like they're in like the first few rows of the show. I mean, there's people in front of them, in front of the camera, but it definitely shows you like the energy of what that was like. Yeah. Oh, he's like right up there in front, and they had a VH banner behind them. The
that they didn't always have on the 5150 tour. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I remember
they hadn't select
the one where I was in the 8th row. I made like a butcher paper banner that I rolled up, and it said LA loves the real Van Halen, because they were calling themselves the real Van Halen, right? You remember that?
The wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see. I mean, I would think that would mean like Dave, like you wanted Dave back,
right? But they were calling themselves the real Van Halen, right. So that was like their theme of a lot of their interviews up to that point. So, I wanted to come up with something that they would actually lift up and show everybody. And I remember running, up the aisle from the 8th row and just chucking it. And then by the time I got back to my seat, like everyone's going, look, look, look. And then everyone would stand on the seats. Mm-hmm. So the seats would be on the floor. Everyone was standing on their seats for the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get back up on my seat and I look at the stage, and Eddie and Sammy are like, they're holding it up and they're spinning around so the whole crowd can see it. Wow. And I was just like,
that was on the 5150 show?
Yeah, I think I even had like a camera that I snuck in, and I remember taking pictures, and they're very blurry, but you can see them holding up something. You can't really read it, but yeah, that was insane. So
very cool.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I don't think I saw another show for a long, long time. Yeah.
Did you see them in 88? You saw Monsters of Rock, right? Or no?
No. Yeah, I loaded up on the 07, 08 5 times, and then 4 times on the 2012 tour. And then I did the final show at the Hollywood Bowl. I did that one. So, and I knew it. We were riding the shuttle home. I was with my wife.
The last show.
Yeah, I was riding the shuttle with my wife, and I looked at her and I said, "That was it." And she's like, "You think so?" And I was like, "It just feels like the way Dave was talking, like he knew it was over."
Well, you can't go by that. I mean, because
they were trying to do it again, but it felt like the way Dave was saying things like, some of the greatest times of my life are sharing the stage with you, Ed. And that's something he was saying.
Well, he probably knew. He knew what the mood was at that point. Yeah.
Oh, by then they were probably like
his role would be.
Well, I really think they had like a 10-year contract.
Well, I mean, that's how long they held it up.
I really think that Azoff came to both parties and said, "All right."
When did he get? Was he involved in 07 or at that point?
Irving Azoff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When did he come on board? Was he in the 04 at that point? No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Johnny could figure that out, right?
John Bill. See, when it's his show, I have to look everything up. Yeah. See?
Oh, I'm getting questions. Oh my God, questions? How novel. Caleb, what was that? How are the fingers feeling? A while back, you said they were cramping up. Oh, well, that was from that 90-minute show we did and they were using a lot of smoke, that fake smoke in that club.
Mm-hmm.
And Victor, my bass player, told me that I wasn't breathing right. Apparently, you got to breathe a certain way on stage to keep your
mineral oil for that stuff,
to keep your oxygen going, because my hands were cramping. It was like when your finger it stays straight or something. It was the scariest feeling.
I've gotten that. Yeah.
The scariest feeling you could ever have as a guitar player, especially when both hands start doing it and then you can't hold picks. But I fought through it, but I was shaking my hands out and, drinking water. And I thought, like, God, this is terrible. But no, that hasn't happened again. So, but we haven't played a really long set, so it could happen again. But will you ever do a Nerd Halen gig with a Music Man? I don't own a Music Man. I used to. I really feel bad. I had an amber one just like Johnny's forever since '93. I had an amber one that. But I'm a big dude, so that guitar looked like a band, like a ukulele on me. So and the Wolfgangs look like ukuleles too. So, but whatever. Will I do a gig with a Music Man? I'm not going to say no, but I'm probably going to be doing gigs with EVH guitars in the future. So, just because. Why would I not?
Yeah, right. They're willing to
right
behind you, man.
It's good stuff.
Welcome to the family, Caleb. I'm gonna go play Music Man.
Yeah.
You want me only to be seen with EVH gear? All right, no problem.
Yeah, not good. But that's a good question. I mean, they're great guitars. I love the Music Man I had. I borrowed an Axis for a year, like a year ago. Great guitars. Sound great. Feel great. Smell great. The Music Man's smell. There's a certain smell with the Music Man. It's weird. You notice that, Johnny?
Well, mine stinks. But
I know, but I don't know.
Well, there's even a look to the Music Mans. They all kind of have the same, not the same shape, but even like the Albert Lee and it's kind of a unique kind of geometric pattern that they use. You can spot a Music Man pretty easily. I mean, maybe it's just the headstock, or I don't know. I've always liked.
Well, they all have the same headstock,
right? Yeah, but I've always liked the look. Even the early Stingray basses and those kind of stuff. I like.
Caleb, what would your second choice be for guitars? Oh, like as to like be an artist for? That's a good one, because I never really thought about anything else when I was doing this, because the endorsements started happening. Technically, I gotta always say this, by the way, that the EVH doesn't endorse any artist. They have like artist agreements and whatnot, but they never say endorsed. So technically an EVH artist, but not an endorsed artist. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But
can you say you represent them?
Represent them, or I'm an EVH artist, but I'm not like an endorsed artist, because that kind of means that they're paying you to play their product, and that's not the case. But second choice, I don't know. My second choice are the customs I've built. I've built some really good customs that I love. That. I'm probably gonna have to slap an EVH thing on the headstock or something on this one. Change it from Charvel. So.
Is this backwards?
Yeah.
Now it's backwards.
But I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about a second choice. I mean, Music Man makes great guitars, and there's so many good guitars out there. But
Caleb, what's the 24 on your black and white? I mean,
I did that for Kobe. We played at the Ultimate Jam a week and a half ago, and it was 2 days after Kobe, and I just felt like I had to represent a little. I don't know.
Customize it.
It was too fresh.
Yeah, that's still crazy, man.
We also haven't. I mean, you guys can talk about it probably at some other point. But the Circle tour that's coming up this summer, which they've made a big deal out. It's a whole like a special anniversary show here in Boston for one of the radio stations, and the Circle with Whitesnake and who else are they touring with?
Night Ranger.
Night Ranger. There you go. That's gonna be a big show. They're playing the big theaters. They're playing in the Circle's headlining, which is I might see if I can get tickets to that. It sounds like a good show. I always like Whitesnake and Night Ranger. Hey, you can't go wrong with Night Ranger. Motoring.
Nope. Motoring. Yep. The secret of my success.
Oh, I love that song, man.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I love that movie.
Remember that video? Remember that video too? That was like a groundbreaking, like multi, visual video.
Multi-camp. It was.
They had a bunch of themselves in shot.
It was a lot of moving.
Yeah,
the whole thing was like move. Yeah,
it was all like a computer generated. But
was it from the movie My Secret of My Success, or
yeah,
was
that was the theme song? Yeah,
they were hired to write the song with David Foster.
Oh, Nerd Ranger, dude! That you gotta.
Nerd Ranger.
There you go. Someone's got to take that. Bust the trademark off on that.
Nerd Ranger.
What else can we do? We apply that to.
Nerd really Leopard.
Nerd Leopard.
Nerd Zeppelin.
Nerd Snake.
Nerd Snake. Oh my god. Pink Nerd.
Nerd Floyd.
Nerd Zeppelin, right? Yeah. Caleb, what's your second favorite band?
ABBA.
God.
Van.
Yeah. I guess the band with Sammy
and Hagar.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Nerd Stones.
God, who would be number 2? That's really hard. Who gets the 2 slot?
What other band would you like do like a tribute, like a nerd something like? What other group?
Favorite kind of style? I mean, is it more like hard rock or classic
so many
rock
questions?
I know.
Wait, can you guys synchronize your questions?
I was talking.
Yeah.
But John's mic somehow disappeared.
That happens.
You can't hear you.
Good.
So what was the question?
Like what band would you what so what's your favorite second band, but also what other band, if you were to do like a nerd version of a band? Who else? Like what other, like Nerdsmith? Or Nerd
Nerdosmith. Nerdosmith. That'd be great. Arrow Nerd.
Nerdy Hagar. Hey, there you go. There's your Halen, your Hagar version of that. Nerdy Hagar.
Yeah,
Nerdy Hagar.
Just Nerd Hagar. I was thinking I should at least copyright that just in case.
Nerd Ranger is good though. Like Nerd Ranger is perfect.
There's so
Nerder.
I don't know.
Nerderin.
What's your Nerdio Speedwagon?
Nerdio Speedwagon. Yeah. Very good. There's going to be good ones. I'm sure I'm going to wake up like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god! How come I didn't think of that one? I don't know. I don't know who my second is. You know, I'm a huge Tom Petty fan.
Really?
You know, I'm a huge Eagles fan.
Well, that's what I was asking you.
I love Queen. I love Queen. I think
so
Brian May. Brian May is my second favorite guitar player for sure.
The Who.
The Who definitely was a huge. That was like right
The Who.
before Van Halen
That
was.
same
that
with
was
me.
The Who.
So
The
so
Who
that
and
would be
Van
the
Halen.
nerd.
The Who nerd, yeah.
Nerd
The
Who.
nerd. ZZ Top would be ZZ
The
Nerd.
high nerders. Nerd
Um,
numbers. Yeah, that's what
Eagles would be Nerdles.
Oh God, stop.
The Beatles would be
Nerdles too.
the Nerdles.
Morocco.
Leonard Nerd. Wait, Nerdled. Wait, Clarence Clearwater.
Nerds and Roses.
Nerdvival.
Motley Nerd.
Guns and Nerds.
Nerds and Roses. That's good.
Deep Nerdle.
Nerd Thorogood.
Journey would be Nerdy.
Motley Nerd.
Foreigner would be Nerdiner.
Nerdly Crew.
Black Sabbath would be Black.
So you got to come up with an app that applies nerd to any topic, any title.
The
Twisted
Nerd Miller Band. Jethro Nerd.
Cheap Nerd.
Blue Oyster Nerd. Nerdalica. Oh, you got to get that one. You got to get that one. Grateful Nerd. Styx would be. I don't know. They're nerds, I think.
Geeks.
Just sticks.
That would just be Styx.
Geeks.
Iron Nerdin.
Iron Nerdin. That's pretty good.
Judas Nerd.
Cheap Nerd.
Nerd Priest.
Crosby,
Nerd.
Stills, and Nerd.
Crosby, Stills, Nerd and Young.
Oh crap.
Electric Light Nerdistra.
Oh,
The Yard Nerds.
Nerd and Garfunkel.
there you go. That's perfect.
Nerdicis.
Don't forget Nerd and Garfunkel.
Jefferson Nerd Plane.
Oh,
Nerd Sabbath.
Steely Nerd.
Depeche Nerd.
Blue Oyster Nerd.
We already did Blue Oyster Nerd.
Oh, sorry.
It goes on and on. Nerdvana.
Iron Nerdin.
Nerd
Nerdvana.
Clark 5.
The Beach Nerds.
Nerd Clear. No. Credence Nerd Water Revive.
Oh my goodness.
Nerd Water. Oh, that sounds gross.
Oh crap.
Better grab some of those before some Canadian guy grabs them all
Yep.
from under you.
Nurple. Nerdful. Nerd Diamond.
Nerd and Chains. Oh my god. That sounds like a video.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, we can go on forever.
Electric Nerd Orchestra.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Husker Nerd.
Sounds like I have to come up with a lot of Photoshop images on my phone.
You just have to be like you have to be an agent, have all this whole nerd corral of bands, Sound Nerd and Mega Nerd,
Sound Nerd and
Allison Nerds. Anyway, Nerd Halen, the original.
there it is. There it is.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well,
we good? That was an excellent climax to the show.
Yeah. Okay, we can end it and we can just gossip.
Yeah.
sure.
All right, you guys.
Well, before we go, I gotta show
Oh,
Johnny
Oh, you had an
this together.
unboxing?
No. But I gotta-
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Wait, is it backwards? I can't tell.
Is that you?
Is it backwards or is it?
No, that's the right way.
That's the right way. There you go. I had the little mannequin, so I had to figure I'd put it together.
Nerdican.
Maybe I was kind of feeling that way this week. So anyway,
Wow.
thank you all for tuning in. Let's just say a quick thanks to Dog Putt, to Jeff T, to Silvestrado, Santa Cruz, Metal Mike, Jeff T. Who else? We're just making sure we're still live here. JR. The only couple people who have said anything in the last hour. And everyone else, thank you for tuning in. It is really Fender Guru. Have a great one. All right, folks. Rock on.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. What
Tune
Tuesday?
in Tuesday.
Tuesday, Mancuda will have lots of great stories about his week. And then Friday, actually, we'll have a great show on Friday. I forgot.
Awesome.
It'll be great.
Awesome.
Rock on.
Thanks,
Thumbs
everybody.
up. Subscribe.